Hello, welcome to The Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. Welcome to the Age of Sigmar Monday show. It's Christmas time! And I'm joined by my 3 elves. I'm not Santa, I'm actually a wet bandit. They call me Wet Bandit Bob. Welcome to the show.
I'm not a fucking elf, fuck off.
You look like an elf!
No.
Yeah.
Goblin. I'll
You
be
like
a Christmas goblin.
I want people to screenshot Nathan's face, draw him into an elf, and tweet at him.
Just on top of Will Ferrell's body from the hit Christmas movie Elf.
Yeah. Oh,
and
so
I
yeah.
get-
Go on, Dan,
I
sorry.
guess that if no one's being an elf, then I'll be Kevin McAllister.
Do the face.
yeah. Or I'd love to say Bruce Willis, but everybody knows that I'm definitely not John McClane.
Go put a face on it. We'll
I mean,
decide.
if we were just going to go for us for being characters from Home Alone, obviously I'd be one of the wet bandits. Nathan would be the old man with the shovel. Dan would be Kevin McAllister, and James would be the mother who left Kevin behind.
What have I been watching? I've been watching Schitt's Creek, and it's the same mom, isn't it? Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how good is that?
Yeah, it's great. I meant to say last week on the show, because you made me watch Derry Girls, so I was going to make you watch that.
I've been watching it for ages, and I really want a friend now called David, so I can just be like, "Oh my god, David, stop it!" Right. Anyway, obviously we're joined by Kevin McAllister, Dan, and also Kevin's mom, James, which is here. Welcome everyone to the show. Thank you to Zinrak and Grumslag and Final Cookie all for subscribing with Tier 1. Really appreciate that. Obviously, you can also subscribe at Tiers 2 and 3. Subscribing at Tier 4, though, not recommended. Yeah, so please don't do that. But appreciate you guys loads and loads and loads. Thanks to everyone on the Small Game at Patreon. Whichever of those tiers you do subscribe at, appreciate you loads. And everyone listens to the podcast. You drink that lovely quality H2O over Christmas. Are you guys worried about staying hydrated over Christmas? Or are you not bothered? Nathan, what are you thinking? What you got any hobgoblin this week?
No, I've just got little fucking French things.
Oh, there goes your sponsorship.
Oh, what have you got? A French beer?
things. I'm hoping the French will sponsor me.
Anyone will do.
You're
Just
fucked,
need
Nathan.
food
You're not
from
getting.
France.
We're not getting any French beer for years. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us live. O Reaper, what's going on? Budtastic Guy, yes. Also, shout out to special chatter in the chat. We have a lady in the chat, WAP92. Says, Nathan the Elf, what's your favourite colour?
Pink.
I think that's a sex joke.
Pink.
Yeah, okay. I saw a thing the other day which I 100% agree with, is that our world, COVID only happened because the planet couldn't handle the power of that song in nightclubs with people. Like if you think about it, we never had to experience that. And who knows, I think the amount of people just striking the earth with their groins would have cracked it through the middle. You know, from like England to Australia, chunks would have been floating off into space. That's probably the entire reason. COVID saved us from that.
Yes. In case, Nathan, you're not up to date, but maybe you are. Who knows? There's a song called WAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Do the WAP challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it. It stands for Well-Armed Peasants. It's basically exactly what I'm hoping will happen post-Brexit. A bunch of well-armed peasants will retake over the government. But James, you look like a ringleader for a well-armed peasant militia. Not like the main leader, like the sergeant. You know, like you would have a pitchfork.
You're not definitely going to be the leader, but you might get more than a baseball bat.
You'll be given some sort of organizational responsibility, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Excellent. That's what I want. And when it all goes wrong, I can throw someone else under the bus.
Perfect. That's exactly right. Although we might not have buses. So hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's very exciting today. It's our Christmas week, therefore it's our Christmas show. And I think we have a great show planned. What we're going to do is we're going to go through a bunch of stuff from Age of Sigmar that occurred this year, and we're going to decide whether or not it was naughty or nice. So get your chat fingers ready to drop whether or not you think that they're naughty or nice in the chat. I'd be very excited to see that. Warp Spider, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Appreciate you loads. Prop Joe has never heard of this song. Nathan, is there any chance you could give us a quick line out of WAP?
There's something to do with wet stuff, isn't it? Fucking hell, I was listening to loads the other day.
How many times is loads? Did you just have it on repeat all day?
Yeah, we had it on repeat because they were practicing for a burlesque show, weren't they? So,
Who were they? Who were they?
them ladies.
Oh, all of them. All of them ladies.
All of them ladies.
James, are you mad at the amount of people that are practicing for burlesque shows at your house?
What?
No.
No?
There's not enough. If you want to send people here, Nathan, feel free. But only if you come in your whatever you wear.
Okay.
Something skimpy, hopefully. Or a grot outfit. One or the other. Not many items of clothes or full grot.
That's it. Grumslag says, now I picture Nathan doing construction stuff and just jamming to WAP. Nathan, when you are digging holes and or building buildings, what's your main music of choice?
All sorts, just whatever comes along. But WAP's a good choice for when I'm landscaping.
Because I was about to say, it's good for just hammering, right? Like there's a good heavy beat just for like driving in nails and stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe
driving
laying
in nails with a
carpet.
big hammer.
Well, anyway, right. So let's talk about so the naughty
Quite
or
enough
nice
of
show.
that.
The naughty or nice show. I think
It's
we
already
should start
started
here.
out naughty, which is good.
Yeah. Well, have we decided? WAP, naughty or nice? James, give me a naughty or nice on that
Oh,
one.
it's definitely naughty. Nathan
Okay.
likes it.
Dan, naughty or nice?
It's got to be, but in the good way. Like, you know, like, there's sometimes where I would say, like Santa, when he's making his list, he probably is like, oh, and like frowns as he puts the name. But then other times he's probably secretly quite impressed with someone where he's like, that Jeremy, he did it. He made the naughty list. I'm secretly proud of you, Jeremy. Coal in your stocking, but good job. I think that's where WAP is. WAP is he's like, oh, you're definitely on this list, but proud of you, kiddo.
John Thompson says, James, a sergeant, I'm a Royal Marine Sergeant Major. And until James gets rid of his face and nipple rings, he'll be cleaning toilet bowls with toothbrushes in the peasant revolt.
God damn it!
You've
Gotta
just been
get that nipple
outranked.
rings out.
You've just been outranked, James.
Um,
Okay.
Scrivo
they-
just
Revolution!
suggested.
Go on.
Scrivo just suggested something in the chat that I really hope he does the artwork of, which is WAP. Wet ass Primaris.
Yeah.
And I would love to just see, you know, that like where they're on the ground, like banging with the fist and the groin. That's all I want to see. That would be
You saying you want to
spectacular.
see Primaris porn? Is that what you just asked
He
for?
is saying that, James. He is saying that.
It's almost certainly out there somewhere already.
Just
Like,
wait till they deploy 9 inches away from you before a game starts. Then we'll get that comment back.
Oh, is that what the rapid assault doctrine is? Okay, I get it now.
Well, maybe what we should do is, well, because Santa has to check the list twice, right? What if we make the list and then we check it against the thoughts of the chat? Because then they can check it twice for us, and that way it's like we're Santa and they're Mrs. Claus, or Bernard the head elf. There's a movie reference for those that get it. So we can that way everybody's got a job.
Okay, we're all doing this together. Jobbies on
Make
the
Christmas
line.
happen.
But before we get into that, I'm just going to check to see how everyone is. James, how you been this week? What's been going on?
Yeah, pretty good. Not a huge amount. I'm trying to think what I have done with my week. I finished work for Christmas.
Congratulations.
I spent like a whole 7 minutes at my work Christmas do that was online. Went in, thought, oh, this is some boring shit. Left.
Hope they're not listening.
Let's hope not. I think that's about it. Oh, today I had a lovely day today. Saw Nick Thompson.
Okay, that's good.
And I broke no rules because I needed some gas work done, and he is a gas engineer. So today he's fitted me new radiators throughout my house.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So
That's
I
good.
should be warmer.
Okay, do you feel warmer?
Yeah, actually, this is like the coldest room in my house normally, and I sit here every Monday night, and occasionally, like by the end of the show, I'm like, it's fucking cold in here. So tonight's the test.
Okay, all right. Well, excited to make sure we ask that question at the end. Dan, how have you been this week? What's been going on?
Good. Just been rolling into Christmas and working down. Oh my gosh. Are we a hype train? Is that a
I
hype
think
train?
it might be a hype train. Owen Jackson, Owen, who was on the show earlier, has just donated 10 gift subscriptions, which has been lovely to I'm 10 Barn, Boylan Hades, Nezil, Wonka, Ghostwalker, Street Dark, Death March, Glarg, Pokey John, and Wap Wap 92 have all become gift subscribers thanks to Owen. Thanks, Owen. Does that get us a hype train? Is that what we're on?
I don't understand the internet.
Are you Nathan?
No. I understand the computer machines, just not the internet.
Okay.
But I'm always on a hype train. That's why like Cyberpunk comes out and I'm on it. No matter like people could be like it literally will spit acid in your eyes. And I'm like, don't care, hype train. Just excited to be on a choo choo. But yeah, I think that this week has been a bit of fun one because I've just been doing the old dialing down work and dialing up rum, and it's a really lovely place to be. So I just every day I'm like, do we feel like starting the day with a bottle of red wine? Do we feel like starting the day with eggnog and rum, which is, let's be honest, mostly rum with a dash of nog? It's a good place to be. It's my favorite time of year because you can, drinking furiously is always going to happen. But this time of year, you can drink furiously and be in the spirit of the season. Like people see you with a cup of nog / spiced rum, and they're like, he's just getting into Christmas, and really I'm just tanked at 11 a.m.
I forgot that. I had some Christmas beers today.
Did you? Did you have some Christmas beers?
I ordered myself a box of Christmas beers from some random website that I found while driving somewhere the other day on a motorway billboard. But they do a whole page of sours, because that's the beer I like. And one of them is supposed to taste like fizzy rainbow belts.
And did it?
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Rainbow belts.
Yeah, you know the sweets where they're like a rainbow and they have like loads of fizzy. Oh, Nathan's not impressed. Nathan is well out.
Nathan never wore fingerless gloves and really, really loved Medina Lake. So like he's just not going to get that, James. But
okay. Well, I'll give you some feedback when I've drank it now.
Yeah.
Thank you to
beer that tastes like fizzy sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
right. Thank you to O'Reaper in the chat, by the way, for subscribing, and also to Aspron for resubscribing. You guys are all great. Merry Christmas. I think there's time for me to quickly bring something up before I ask Nathan how he is. I'm going to be live all of Boxing Day, Christmas Day, and Christmas Eve. That was the one before. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day on the show. Members of this show and the other shows and people who've been on the show before are all going to be calling in at different times. There's no real schedule. It's meant to be super chill. I'm just going to hang out here in my grotto. As you can see, I've set myself up for Christmas quite nicely. Looks lovely. So
could we turning the fire up a bit, I think?
Yeah, it's a bit cold. Thanks, James, for pointing that out, but I will turn it up a little bit. So we'll be live all day. So if you're having a really shit time, because you're locked in because of tier 4 or somewhere in the world, or you're on your own, or you can't stand your family, or fucking whatever else, or honestly you think I'm hilarious, I completely understand that. Yeah, and you think, fuck, I better get some more of that guy in my life. Yeah.
that Mantis Majoris in the chat says Rob's arm waving is making me worried he's going to knock that lamp over. Then I remember it's a background and fake, and it's probably just in an empty warehouse.
Oh, have you got a background as well?
Yeah, you can't see it, Dave. It's on the Twitch.
I can only see a green sheet.
Yeah, don't
you mean
don't ruin the
magic? Don't you mean a Christmas tree and some what appears to be sandstone walls in a very well decorated and very bright space?
If you notice, when Nathan stored a light here, far too bright. So it's just ruining the green screen. It's just... We need to create a little screen here. John Thompson, thanks for donating 20 quid to the show. Really appreciate it. That'll go towards our 3D printer fund that we've got here. So there's quite a few designs that we've discovered for our 3D printers we're going to use to build terrain in the venue. There's also been one for a skull cap, so you can put fake hair in it. So I'm planning on growing Nathan like a crest helmet that you can wear to tournaments, maybe with some mushrooms in. Nathan, got any thoughts?
Sounds
into that?
great. It'd be like Snorri, because he had a Mohican that was made out of bolts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he painted
I'm in.
different colours as well. Bless his
Yeah.
cotton socks. That was the way to do
If
it.
I print
Yeah,
you a, if
I'll
I
have
print you
a
a,
shroom. I'll have a mushroom Mohican. I'm in.
I'm so glad
I'll
you
whack
got
to
into
that. That'd be great. With that fella on.
Oh god. Okay, but thank you, John Thompson. That's so fucking nice of you. Merry Christmas to you as well. That's lovely. Nathan, how have you been? Have you been well? What's been going on?
Yeah, been well. Last minute dash before Christmas. Every fucker wants something done. So yeah, do something, and then get ready for some food. Hopefully.
Okay, very
If
excited.
those French bastards let us have any.
I'm sorry. Is it like the 1500s or something over there?
Yeah.
Like, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to most English people, Dan, we haven't actually been self-sufficient for food for like over 200 years. So if they close the ports, there's a genuine concern about us getting any
What are you on
food.
about? When Brexit happens, we'll be self-sustainable.
We will, only because I'll be growing crest on Nathan's head. That's the only way we're going to survive. Yeah.
I love the idea that Nathan would be one of those little crest men.
On the crest postures.
Oh dear, let's do it.
However, Marcus Rock, who is French, I think Marcus Rock, we do a quick trade negotiation here. You won't be able to get any Warhammer if we can't get any food. So Marcus Rock, I would like us to trade Warhammer for food. Got any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, this is the mistake when your country produces more in war dollies than it does in fish.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's probably a small issue.
It's like, hey, come on. No seafood, fatty, like healthy omega-3 fatty acid fish. We're not going to have it. But new Primaris Lieutenant, oh, you better believe we got one of those.
We'll just be eating the sprues.
Yeah. Try to suck the
I knew they
marrow
were
out
good
of
for
that fella.
something.
Yeah.
I won't be. I'll be fashioning mine into spears and hunting people to eat them. I can't wait.
A good vegetarian. A good vegetarian.
It's not a person. It's not an animal. It's just a person. You can eat a person. Love doing that. Go on, whap. You tell them. Right. So, so the first piece of naughty or nice. So today's show is going to be naughty or nice. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today. We're all going to make a proposition. This is something I think should be on my naughty list. This is something that should be on my nice list. Yeah. There's been one that's been asked in the chat a couple of times, so I'll do this first. Crater, thank you very much. This is live. Congratulations. Is the Winter FAQ. Still not out yet. Yeah. If you didn't know, every winter and every summer there's an FAQ or a GHB or something that changes. The game's basically split into 6-month periods. We're waiting for that winter FAQ. Nathan, first off, naughty or nice and why?
Naughty or nice and why? It's I guess it's naughty because it's fucking late.
There's been a suggestion from Owen that it's stuck in Calais.
Yeah.
Is it gridlocked in Kent? That's the question.
It's Operation Stacked on fucking wherever they stack people.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Oh, fantastic guy. Thanks for donating £19 and 19p. That's actually a load of money that we'll put to the 3D print fund or for fortifications for the TSN arena to protect us from the ravenous hordes.
And to print a new presenter as well. Like we're at 4, and we'll just entirely screen print a new human, organs and all, and then we'll fill them with the blood of one of us to give them life.
Which is what we need. But you're a gorgeous man, fantastic, and hopefully we'll see him on the show over the Christmas period. So, you little gorgeous man. Right. So, Dan, naughty or nice for the winter FAQ?
Oh, I'm going to disappoint some people. I'm going to say nice. I'm gonna say nice. I kind of love that it wasn't just forced out, given that there hasn't been a lot of crazy amount of tournament data. I'm kind of okay with it not having happened, given that there are nowhere near the volume of games to collect data from. That would be my response if I thought that was how that data was collected. But I'm pretty sure that just a bunch of questions are put into a pot plant and then thrown down some stairs, and any ones that land at the top of the stairs are answered, and any that land down the bottom of the stairs aren't. However, it's Christmas, so I'm gonna live in the world of Christmas Miracle, and I'm gonna say it was done because there wasn't enough tournament data to draw information from. And so for me, as much as it might upset some people, I'm gonna say nice.
Okay. All right. James, got any naughty or nice on the Winter FAQ?
Oh, I see. I was going to go nice too.
Oh.
Because I haven't got to play with the last FAQ yet. So I'm not ready for the next one. I've only read it once.
That's fair. That makes loads of sense. You should play some TTS. It's great fun. Great fun. You can play some great... Apparently, Dragon Ogres are OP. That's something we've discovered earlier today. So there you go.
But they're ugly models.
They are ugly, that's true, but, you know, do they use TTS tournament data, says Ridge Hannah. They don't even use real-life data or things they experience with their eyes. So, whenever anyone talks about data-driven, stats changes, it's just hilarious. So, no, that wouldn't be what they do. Croak does need a points drop. Zaidi Guy, thanks for donating £2.69 to the show as well. Appreciate that tons. That's lovely of you. Right, okay, so Winter FAQ, it looks like I'm the deciding vote on it. Naughty or nice. I'm going to go for naughty because it is late, but they've never told us when it's going to be. And someone in the chat pointed out it's meant to be all the way to winter lasts till Feb. Stu Flynn said that. Oh, Stu Flynn, James, who really wants to get some water bottles. He's your man to talk to in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Connect up.
Maybe they're going to give it to us for Christmas.
For the Winter FAQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Christmas present. Yeah.
No one wants that as a Christmas present. Even if everyone's units drop by 10 points, that's still maddening because everyone else's points drop by 10, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point. So Twitch chat, I need you to decide naughty or nice on the Winter FAQ because it's a stalemate on the team.
This is why you check the list twice. You check the list twice so that you've got the answer.
You guys, nice. Last 2 years the Winter FAQ dropped on the 17th. They are late. Naughty. Okay, there's more naughties in the chat. Bud says it's nice. We'll see where we go with this. Games Workshop revealing a load of models on Christmas Day, which is real nice. That is nice. Yeah, naughty.
Sorry, is that an actual thing? Are they actually dropping a load of models Christmas Day?
Yeah, they always do.
Oh, that's how much attention I pay.
Ooh.
Also, that's definitely... How has that not gone wrong yet? Because normally anything they set up to pre-record and go out just fucking tanks.
What you mean? They mess it up?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, I think it's been decided it's... I think Nice has won it. So well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to keep a list. I'm going to keep a list, and after we finish, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet the Honest Wargamer 2020 Naughty and Nice list.
Okay, all right, that's perfect. All right. So next up, we're gonna start at the beginning. At the beginning of the year, we had 2 Battletome releases, and we're going to talk about elements of those Battletomes. One of the first ones that came out was the Kharadron Overlords Battletome. Not a lot of people, big fans of the Kharadron Overlords Battletome at the time. Some people thought it was a little bit confusing. A certain Warhammer terrorist by Vince Ventrella said it needed a complete repoint with 37 points. However, one man, and I'll let him declare himself now, Mr. Nathan Prescott, went on a at least 4-hour tirade on the show, which got some applause from even Nathan. It even got some applause from Mr. Aaron Damsky about him himself. He messaged me and was like, "This is the shit." And I was like, wait, your favourite content is Nathan Prescott saying you can re-roll ones again in the shooting phase? Sure. That's what you like. Yeah? That's what you like.
That's the shizzle.
That's the shizzle.
That was when we could still do shows in real life, because we sat in that little studio in the freezing cold while Nathan read every inch and full stop of that book and then stopped and read it again.
Yeah. Some points need driving home.
They really do. So that is the KO book. We'll talk about elements of the KO book. But overall, Nathan, Have you got an argument for naughty or nice on the KO book?
I like the KO book. I still think it's a fun book. So yeah, I'm going to give it nice. I think it's got some cool little things. Might be complicated for some people, but
Talking about me.
Yeah, well, other things are complicated for other people. So there, and then it's cool. I like the gold thing that they do. The Aether Gold tied in with the Triumphs and all of that. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It got a little bit more naughty when they dropped the points on every fucking thing, but other than that,
later.
yeah, it's
That's
cool.
later. We're coming to that later. Just on the book as it was, naughty or nice?
I like the book.
Okay, you like the book. Dan, you got any thoughts as an ex dwarf player?
Naughty. First of all, I want to put out there that just to build on Nathan's statement that some things are harder for other people, and like just in that range, there was an Australian football star who broke his little toe and couldn't play for like 6 weeks, putting on a pair of track pants once. So obviously sometimes there are things that are harder for everybody. Sometimes putting on trousers can be difficult. Or taking them off. Who knows? But with the KO book, I'm going to say nice because for a very long time, you only saw one damn thing come out of that and out of the book. And then with the re-release, the boats were awesome. There was so much cool stuff. And you saw lots and lots of really rad new builds. And yes, there is a couple of very strong, very typical builds, but it made KO great again in a lot of fantastic ways. And that I dig.
Yeah.
Good. I'm really glad about that. I'm just saying thank you very much to Marty, 8hoy, and Battlechode for donating 20 quid to the show. So they're getting a sexy dance while you carry on. James, naughty or nice for the KO Battletome?
So I think it was nice to see the KO book do some stuff, but I also think in my little Warhammer brain, dwarves probably shouldn't run away. That's all those dirty little KO do. Get in their boats,
they're
fly
not real
high.
dwarves though.
Yeah, are they even real dwarves?
They don't drink.
They're not running away. They're just getting a better vantage point for their guns to fucking blow
shoot
your
the hell
brains
out of you
out.
with.
So I'm going to say
it's great that the boats get some love now. Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm giving them naughty because the boats are cowards.
The boats are cowards.
And I did say that I'm doing most of my naughty and nice list based on facial expressions, and I can't see any of those KO facial expressions.
There is one. There is one. You can see his face. There is the Brewmaster General.
No, he wasn't out then. I'm doing it on the book.
Yeah, we're
doing it on the book.
All right. Okay.
Get with the program. I'm declaring it naughty for me, and my reasons are thus. 1, it was 3 hours of Nathan telling me he was going to shoot me with stuff, which I loathed. Yeah.
Oh, that show.
2, I just, I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't very elegant as a book. It was just Barak 3, we roll this. Monarch. I don't know. I just didn't think it was very cool. I don't think it had tons of internal identity. Oh God, I'm being way too serious about this. So I'm just declaring it naughty. Yeah, with me not number one. I still don't really properly, even as a Warhammer commentator, understand garrisons. I still don't really.
Oh, don't say that. If Nick Thompson's in here, I've heard that story about 50,000 times where he beat you by garrisoning you.
No, he told me he was going to garrison you. I was going to fight him on the tabletop. I was like, let's take our tops off, Nick, and fight. He's like, oh, my knees. Can't do that. Anyway, so I'm declaring it naughty. So I said naughty. Nathan said nice. Dan, you said?
Nice.
So we've got to split again, no. Twitch chat. Twitch chat has been split here. I'm going to need you guys to give me a naughty or nice on the Kharadron Overlords Battletome. I think Ridge Hannah's pretty set on that they are naughty. Budtastic Guy thinks naughty as well. I think you're naughty. Boiling Hades thinks nice, though. Wonka thinks nice. Naughty, nice. Oh, it's a part of Seraphon. Nice. nice, naughty. Oh, it's pretty split. Nice.
Oh.
Oh, it's looking like it might go to nice. Lofthammer, great to see him in the chat. Boring, naughty, says Nezil.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, don't fight him. Like, don't say
Oh,
that.
there's some naughty coming back in
Oh,
now.
it's looking like it's getting into the naughty territory.
It's 100%. Unless there's like 6 nices in the next 30 seconds, it's getting a piece of coal.
Okay, all right. So 48. So it's naughty. I'm sorry about that. I love the naughty crew coming in hot. Clip that scene. Clip me just saying just that one thing. Right. So there are some things to unpack from the book, though, on some quick fire naughty or nices. Okay, a gunboat full of admirals with hammers. Good, naughty or nice?
Do you mean the
Nathan.
hammer boat, the Viking longship?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, Nathan, naughty or nice?
Very lacquer.
Yeah,
That's great. I'm in.
so nice.
A boat full of hammers. Yes.
Yes, Dan,
Hammer boat, nice. Hammer boat is nice.
James.
Oh, 100% nice. I like the idea that there's a bunch of guys, they've all could get guns, they could drive by and shoot, and they're like, nah, get closer, I'll swing me hammer.
4 of us. Do you know
Yeah.
what it reminds me of? Now, one of my, I like everyone. I feel Game of Thrones really went off the cliff at the end. It was super sad. Like, and if you think something different, obviously you're wrong. But the point is, there was a scene that got me like, oh, like fucking the most erect I've ever been. Where I don't know if you remember, like in the prison in the north, yeah, John, yeah, and a bunch of the other
You
lads.
get erect when you think about being in prison.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do, Nathan. And
Good.
like, okay.
Nice.
Anyway,
nice start.
so-
I'll just verifying. Yeah. Carry on.
So there was the bit where I think John or Gendry, I don't remember exactly which ones. I think the Hound is in there, but they're in prison, yeah, and they've got to go north to go get the skeleton, like that they've got to go bring back to convince the Southerners that like they're real and whatnot. Anyway, there's a bit where they just open the door, and it's my favourite bit where they're just like, "Oh, we're hard bastards. Do you want to be hard bastards with us?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're hard bastards too." And then they just get together and they go off and be hard bastards together. And that's what I think that boat would be like. Just one admiral be like, "Oh, got me hammer. You want to be hard bastard with me on this boat?" It's like, fucking, let's go. Love that scene.
I love that it's like, we've got this flying gunship of death ready to bounce around and be wherever we need. And it's like, yeah, I hear that. But I've got a big hitting stick. And it's like, yeah, but we're effectively in a directional hot air balloon. And it's like, yeah, and have we considered that direction should be on top of our enemies so I can hit them with my hammer from a basket? And it's like, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. They'll never see that coming. And for me, there's just something really satisfying about seeing the traditional KO boat, the gunship of death, like the Unicron transforming into a hate train and coming at you. Because you'd be like, wait, whoa, what's it doing? You're like, it's charging you. Like, why is it charging me? It's like, because it's full of hate. There is no so I love it for that.
So I think nice. I think the boat full of admirals with hammers is getting the nice vote in the chat. Okay, I do have another KO question for naughty or nice, but I am going to jump over to an interesting conversation because he just popped up in the chat. The Warhammer freedom fighter himself, Adam Mumford, earlier on in the year invented a Warhammer list called the List of Cocks, where it was 13 cockatrices, which he then bought. And then, hilariously, today I've seen on Twitter, someone else has then bought it and has said, I can just put a picture up. So there's at least 2 of that army now in the world.
Oh, I saw this on Twitter the other day. I was like, has someone done a Photoshop and just like copied and pasted all of these cockatrices along the board? Somewhere there's a bean counter in Games Workshop who's responsible for looking at things that are popular, who has sold 26 cockatrices.
No. Specifically, they've seen on an order 2 times 13 as an order. Not individual 13s, or individual ones totaling 13. They've just seen one guy's bought 13, and then another one guy has bought 13, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? This is
Those 2 people combined have ordered more than the rest of the world for the last 48 months.
According to the chat, Adam brought 18, which means probably that 18 of the 26 cockatrices in the world at that point were in Adam's house.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably owns more cockatrices than the rest of the world, which I think is interesting. Again, hold on to those. You might be able to trade them for food later, Adam, which would be great. Nathan, the cock list. Naughty or nice?
It sounds fun. Yes, nice. I don't know what the fuck it does though. So yes.
Oh, this is a great opportunity for me to tell you because it is hilarious. Would you like to hear what a cockatrice does?
Yeah, go on then.
It's not a monster, so that's good news, right? It moves 12 inches, okay? And it's got a shooting attack, which is Petrifying Gaze. I also think that they're only 100 and... Someone in the chat might be able to put 100 and... They'll tell me how many points it is, I'll let you know. But enough that you can take at least 13. So a shooting attack that's 10 inches. Don't forget, obviously, they move 12, so it's 22 inches. It's got... The Petrifying Gaze ability is... And again, I'll say that right. Petrifying Gaze. Yeah? No Mark Wildman in the chat. Do not use the attack sequence for an attack made with a cockatrice's Petrifying Gaze. Again, the fact that no one's picking out the fact that a cockatrice has got a Petrifying Gaze. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Instead, roll a dice. On a 4+, the target suffers D6 mortal wounds. They're 90 points. Right? So, if you had 13, you'd roll 6 or 7 D6 mortal wounds, basically, on average.
Yeah.
What do you think about it as a list?
What else is in that list?
That's it. Like
Do
a
they
Bratium
fight?
and some gore.
But you need a
Do they
hero,
fight?
right?
Oh yeah, they've got a Vicious Beak attack, 2 attacks, 4s and 3s, rend 1d3 damage, and the Sword-like Talons, which doesn't make much sense because it's 4 attacks, 4s and 4s, no rend and 1 damage.
Just like a sword?
Just
Welded,
like
like a sword.
welded by a
Sounds good.
Chaos Warrior.
Yeah, so naughty or nice, what are your thoughts?
It's absurd. It's nice. I think it's nice.
Okay. Nice, okay. Nathan got it. Yeah. James, naughty or nice?
Do you know, like, I want to say naughty because I don't want to take, like, 13 D6 mortal wounds a turn, but I feel like those cockatrices have probably been sat on a shelf in Games Workshop for 20 years. So it was nice that someone brought them. There's a bit of Christmas cheer for the cockatrice. Like the lonely kid left in the orphanage. Adam took them home.
Fucking hell.
Merry Christmas,
Oh
motherfucker. Get off the shelf and go do
very dark.
Yeah.
Hey, K-Dread, hello. So it's getting a lot of nices in the chat. I'm also going to give it a nice. That's our first 5-way nice. All 4 commentators and the chat combined to say that this year has been a bag of cocks.
However, I would just like to say, Adam, definitely on the naughty list.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. Naughty. Dan, Nathan, quick vote on that one.
As Mrs. Claus, I support what Hairy Santa says. So, yep, go for it.
Nathan.
He's a great guy. So, yeah, naughty.
Naughty. Perfect. Okay. Right. Okay. So going back to KO. So I'm glad we got that. So Dan, if you are keeping track, bag of cocks, nice. I think
It's already there.
So
All
Kharadron
set.
Overlords also got a great. Thank you to Arch for donating £15. Really hope you're a different Arch to the evil person on YouTube. Really appreciate that.
If it's not, you've just got 15 quid off him. Winner.
I hope not. I hope that's not the case. But big love to you for giving us £15. As long as you're not the fucking racist one. In which case, I'll send it you back in glitter bombs. But really appreciate that. Thanks. Right, so the Kharadron Overlords also got another thing. Dan, I'm going to let you jump off here. Yeah,
I know what you're going to lead with here, and
it's Archeon. Don't worry, it's not. It's Archeon, leader of the end times, who gave us 15 quid. So thank you,
Okay.
Archeon.
Oh wait, so who destroyed the old world
and gave us Age of Sigmar?
Yeah, the old world was
okay.
shit anyway.
Yeah.
It was shit. Yeah, that's right.
Somewhere on, I don't know if anyone is aware, but there's a Facebook group called The Rage of Sigmar, and all
Terrible
they do
place.
is and all they do is no, it's the best place. They just collect butthurt people about Age of Sigmar's like captions, take screenshots and post it there so everyone can still see that people are full of rage about it. And I probably drop on there once every fortnight just to have a look, and I'm like, oh yes, feed me your hate. Like nothing sustains someone who loves Age of Sigmar War Dollies more than the hatred of people who are still raging about it, because you're like, oh, Games Workshop profits through the roof. Oh, tournaments are massive. Oh, winter FAQs, and they're just like, squares for life. Yeah. Anyway, that's just
someone on Twitter yesterday was like, they were like, why is everyone always banging on about like Age of Sigmar going back to squares? And I put, no one is. Like, not one person that I've ever seen, you mentalist. Okay, so the naughty or nice question in the room is, if you could take a particular bottle and you could fill it with a spell, yeah, do you think that is naughty, Dan, or nice? Spell in a bottle for Kharadron Overlords.
Let me put this out here, and because I realize that what's going to happen is the chat is about to start screaming naughty. But before you do, furious YouTube commenters, give me 30 seconds to explain this. Spell in a bottle, nice. The whatever it's called, the rat trap. God, I can't even remember it anymore.
Warp Lightning Vortex.
Warp Lightning Vortex, naughty. Like the spell in a bottle by itself, when you talk to KO players that take different things, and you're like, what about using the Wildfire Taurus to make someone strike last and have a combat KO army? People are like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. What about using Prismatic Palisade to shield something from shooting? That's pretty cool. But when people turn around and they're like, it is that one stupid spell that is still busted because it goes off twice and it can mess up such a large area of the board. The Warp Lightning Vortex is still the problem, not the spell in the bottle, because I haven't heard anyone rage about any other spell in that bottle except for Warp Lightning Vortex. That's always their excuse for why they hate it. So I'm going to say nice.
Well, the chat does not agree with you. Sometimes I wander into the chat and I think, do you know what, I'll have an opinion, yeah? But this is not one of those times where I'm going to fight them, yeah, in any way. James, what are your thoughts? Naughty or nice?
It would be naughty unless on one occasion it had the smiliest face in there and someone was like, brought spell in a bottle. Be like, oh cool, what's it going to do? And they're like, Ravanax gnashing jaws. I'd be like, I've never seen that bottle! He's so happy! And if it has googly eyes, plus 10 points.
Oh.
Other than that, it's naughty. Unless you've got Ravanax gnashing jaws in there, it's bad.
No,
I want to see it.
Like Owen said, the Sheesh Reaper from, I don't know if you know this, most people don't, but Nighthaunt have 3 endless spells. You've never seen them, but they do.
I have. I've played against them.
Okay. Interesting. Nathan, naughty or nice on spell in a bottle?
I like the story of it. So far, the application hasn't been very pretty, but I'm still going to go with nice. It's nice. Bottles are nice. As a grot player, I'm into bottles, so yeah.
That's what beer comes in. Yeah, beer comes in bottles.
Beers does come in bottles. Okay, I think not nice. Because it goes against all the theme of the KO, which is fly boats, I guess, and shoot things. But I guess they find a magical artifact, they unleash it. Maybe there should be a points cap on it. Just you can only have a spell this many points high or something.
Maybe they should have just made KO more evil, and instead of having a spell in a bottle, it could have been a wizard, and you just get a free wizard, and you're like, poof, oh, I brought Nagash.
I also
He's
don't
my
like that
fucking
either.
genie. He does what I say.
Yeah, but you only get to cast 3 spells with him, and then he leaves.
Yeah, that's it. 3 wishes, 3 spells, and you're like, cool. Hand of dust, hand of dust, hand of dust.
Then you give the bottle to the next guy in the boat. It's your turn, mate.
Can I just say a massive thank you to Marcus Rock for subscribing? Appreciate you. He says, spell in a bottle is the only case where increasing demand of a spell actually lowered its cost. That is true. That is 100% true and weird. All right, well, I think naughty, but like it's fine. I've been outvoted, so apparently somehow spell in a bottle is nice. So
yes.
Not sure how to feel about that, but you know that's where we're
Just
at.
veto us. Use
Yep.
use your big wigs.
No,
Go
it's
on.
written. It's written on the list.
Written down.
It's written
This
on the
is-
list.
This is a.
It's
this is
official.
Oh,
this
it's a
is
long way to
four-way-
go for us to change that.
And
Yeah.
and you know what the best part is that people can blame me, they can blame James, they can blame Nathan, but really, like Spell in a Bottle being on the nice list, if you're upset by that, that's 2020, baby.
That's
just
listen,
what it is.
number
And
one,
it's
I want my
probably
voting
Rob's fault.
record. I want my voting record to at least show that I voted against it. Yeah, I at least want my name down as being a no. That's
Well,
what
he's
I say.
asking for a
Expunge
recount.
this video
Um,
from time and just put him as a nice.
Can we recount? Can we do a quick recount? Nathan, naughty or nice?
Fuck you, it's laka laka. Susa
God.
laka.
Doesn't matter. I think this is going to go badly. Thank you to Relmar Winters for subscribing as well. Big love to resubscribing. You're gorgeous, gorgeous man. Right, okay. The 3 dice votes weren't legal. I agree. Absolutely. So the Kharadron book came out, and at the same time, it's fighting in the heavens of the different realms in Age of Sigmar. Flying through the sky were a bunch of Kharadron Overlord boats, and for some reason it seemed also a metric shit ton, a huge amount of pink horrors at the same time. So the book on its initial release, pre the FAQ, I'm going to pitch for this. Naughty, so naughty. So delectably naughty that it was insane. You could use a 1 to ignore all battle shock on pink horrors.
I love that book.
Oh,
You could, don't forget, you could still use the Slaves to Darkness Gaunt Summoners, who could summon 10 pink horrors for free.
Great guys.
Change Host was 2 units, not just 1. There was a lot in there which was strong. I do remember the Warhammer community article pointing out that you could summon a whole extra Lord of Change if you took the right Change Host, though, and then no one ever doing that. Not one time.
I watched someone do that at Sheffield Slaughter. They brought that, got absolutely stumped, but they did have 3 big birds on the table at one point.
Jesus.
Didn't do any good, but did get stumped.
Steve Dooley just said it's naughtier than Harold Shipman. That's very naughty.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm voting naughty on this. Who wants in? James, do you want in? Naughty or nice?
I'm going to go nice.
Okay.
Because that book is everything Tzeentch should have been. It triggered people. It pissed them off. It sold loads of Tzeentch models. And then at some point, somewhere, I guarantee Games Workshop will be like, FAQ that, it's rubbish now. Because Tzeentch wants you to buy the other models. So it's going nice.
Okay.
Fits
all right.
the law.
Dan?
maximum naughty.
Maximum so naughty.
And spoiler alert, I think post FAQ still naughty. Like it what it did was it was rocking down the street in fishnets and a boob tube and a tiny little pencil skirt in the middle of winter. It's me, by the way. I want you all to have that visual. And then someone was like, "Oh, you're dressed a little bit scandalous." And I was like, "Okay, I should put on this loose-fitting white shirt." And then I just drenched myself in water and danced and was like, "But I'm wearing more clothes, so now I must be nice." It's still naughty. It's just wearing slightly more.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That was too much detail for someone that hasn't done that.
I was in Chicago. Anyway, the musical, not the place.
Nathan, naughty or nice?
Tzeentch book's always naughty, but that's what we love about them.
It's true. They've stayed the bad guys still. Like they were like, "Don't worry, we'll fix." They were like, "Don't worry, lads. That change host that's super broken." Yeah, in 2019, they were like, "We got you back," and then they just 2020'd us with a brand new Tzeentch book at the arguably even stronger, because once everyone stopped doing flavors and change hosts, yeah, it just got super dark.
Every time I see those books there, every year I'm like, I don't want to play this because it's gross. But at the same time, I kind of want to play it because it's just some gross. Like, and also, like, pink horrors, great faces. Like,
Great faces.
You're getting annihilated by some, like, really happy demons, like corn demons. Boring, but also angry. Nurgle demons, generally happy but smelly. Slanesh demons, want to put their claws places you probably don't want them.
That's what
Tzeentch
you
demons, really happy.
We're going to come back to that later. I think Nathan. I think this is a 3 versus 1 naughty with the Twitch chat. 0 people on your side in this.
That's the
Damn
way I
it.
like it.
Okay, yeah.
Or somebody likes it.
So yeah, 3v1 on the naughty. So you brought up the unit for me, James. I think nice. I'm going to vote for this. Naughty or nice, pink and or the other horrors. Horrors of Tzeentch, basically. Let me give you an argument for nice. I really like the mechanic, where they pop. I think it's hilarious. I love the idea that the little pink fella's like, oh, and then you pop him and he's got 2 mates who are like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, now I get it. It's been tough to play against, and they did get a 20-point increase. Okay, so like 220 points. Balanced. However, I do feel like that if you actually looked at the book, it doesn't really produce very survivable units. You can't really have like 2-3 up rerollable save. I mean, you can, but we'll kind of ignore that. You can't like produce like the tankiest of armies. So what I really like is how they were kind of wound sink. I think it would be a really fun idea to try and replicate something like that in a new Sylvaneth set of rules. Like for every 2 dryads you kill, there's like a chance to pop another dryad down or something that grows out the ground or something quite sweet. Or like, you kill a Lariel and you get a free tree lord or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like something.
It'd be nice if every time you killed a dryad, 2 little beetles popped out.
Yeah, or something. I like the popping mechanic. Is why I'm saying nice. Whether or not it's like perfectly balanced, it's in loads of lists. It's obviously very strong. They've got a cool shooting attack as well, so they're very good. But I'm voting nice. Is my argument. Nathan, you got any thoughts on dem horrors?
Yeah, I mean, the Tzeentch book would probably be in a difficult place without something like the horror unit. Maybe it needs some fine adjustment. And they are Tzeentch, so they are fucking horrible things. So yeah, I'm going to say naughty just because they're Tzeentch, really.
That's true. Okay, fair enough. Dan?
Keyword Tzeentch.
Naughty. Absolutely naughty. They're miserable to play against. 20. I think someone put up there in the chat. They're like 4.4 points per wound. It's absurd. They split when they run away. Like they're just naughty. They are the epitome of naughty. It's like, how can something with such a nice face be so bad? And it's not like, oh, they're just busted in change host. They're just busted. So I say naughty. And to be fair, I think the easiest way for me to tell that they're naughty is that I don't want to play Tzeentch, but 100% I read that book and I was like, damn, I want to take some pink horrors just because they're so efficient at what they do on the board. So I'm going naughty. Spell casting.
It's hilarious though. Can I not potentially change your vote? Listen to me. Ignore like the output necessarily. You kill one, they pop into 2 more. It's hilarious. And then there's a little fire boy at the end of it. Yeah? I don't know. I think that's really funny. Like, I'm just saying it. I'm just calling it now. Like, because it's really funny when you've got like me and Nathan have played some games like over this past year or something. You got something like really scary that's going in some pink horrors, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'll fight those little fire boys. Like, it gets so demoralizing. I guess it's naughty. Whatever. Go on then, James. Naughty or nice?
Oh, nice. They're really happy. They're having a great
so happy.
day.
Yeah.
And like when you get them all, they've brought their friends. They're having a great time. You're like,
Best time.
I don't like you. You punch him in the face so hard, he's like, 2 of me. I got all of them. There's 2 of me now, and then you punch him again, and they come out and they're holding hands.
And how exciting is it when you roll a 1 on the battle shock, and then you're like, D6 of these dickheads back, and you're like, no!
It's that thing when there's 1 banner left, and they're like, gonna kill you all, and you're like, well, you were gonna take this objective, but now I've got more than I started with. Probably shouldn't have hit them. And then you're like, oh, and a 1. Oh, There's 6 more lads back, and they are just great. Love them. And honestly, I hate them, but I just love them. Like every time I see them, and all the ones I brought for slaves, like they're just funny.
See, I'm with
Nice.
that. So, but Twitch chat. So it's a draw right now, a 2v2. Twitch chat. I need a naughty or nice out of you, please. If you're watching on YouTube as well, I'm going to need a yes or even if you're watching the YouTube back, feel free to hit us in the comments with a naughty or nice as well. So getting some the votes are starting to roll in. It's James faded like a photo in Back to the Future. He is. I don't know what's going on there. It's not your camera, James. It's Skype. It's done it a couple of times past couple of days. So don't worry about that.
I'm enjoying
getting a lot of nice in the chat, Dan. If you're keeping up with this.
Nice. We are at 9 naughty to 1 nice. We're now got 2 nice. So we're getting a lot of nice in the chat. It had been there
If
once.
I scroll
when you said
really
that.
far back up, there's loads of nices for this.
Yeah, no.
For this, they were for the KO. Fucking.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, pink horrors get the naughty treatment, which is sad face. Sad face.
Bloody
Thank
chat.
you.
That's all I
Thank
wanted for Christmas was some
Thank
nice
you,
horrors.
chat. Thank you, chat.
Okay. Which does bring us to another. We're going to probably. I'll try and do 2 for a book or something. It's like something that stands out, really. Obviously, pink horror stand out, and I'm not going to pick flamers because obviously naughty. We don't need to bother with that. The real question is, Kairos Fate Weaver, naughty or nice? Hilarious application in the game. Managed to come in underneath the points to ally in. We saw it played really well at the TTS tournament that we covered recently, where he used Devolve to drag a unit from himself. Can change a dice roll, amazing. Can generate a spawn from his spellcasting. Is obviously very strong, no argument, but a cool piece in the game, and arguably, of the 4 greater named demons, so Shalaxi, Rotigus, is there even a Khorne one? Is that how crap they are? There isn't a name. Scarbrand, thank you. Scarbrand.
The oldest one that we had a named character for, we forget. But then again, it's Khorne. I mean, a lot of people do.
It's because he hasn't got proper wings, does he?
And so boring.
Yeah.
So boring. But anyway, so I feel like Kairos is the most
I know we're talking about that thing. I just have to tell this story about. I remember at Sydney Slaughter or the Sydney GT one year, charging. Kairos had 2 wounds left. Sorry, and I charged a Stonehorn that was on full health into him. Didn't do the math and realize I'd already won the game and could only lose by losing this combat. My Stonehorn did 1 damage with its mortal wounds, leaving Scarbrand on 1 wound. And then nothing else with all of its attacks. And Scarbrand just took the Stonehorn gently by the horns, twisted its head off, and then shoved the ogre on top into the neck stump of the Stonehorn, murdering it outright in a heartbeat. And I was just like, and I was like, yep, so just lost that game because I wanted to take down the big no-wingy bastard. So as much as he is a joke, he's done horrifying things to me, and I can never forget that.
He's good. He is good. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so Kairos, we're going to see what everyone... Nathan, what do you think about Kairos? Naughty or nice?
I don't fucking know. I've got no fucking idea. There's been ages since I've played against a Kairos.
Okay.
So I'm going to say naughty because he's got the Tzeentch keyword.
All right. Perfect. At least you got a theme, and I respect that. James, naughty or nice?
He's kind of naughty, isn't he? He hit Sigmar's hammer for absolutely ages.
Yeah, but that's hilarious.
Great
Sigmar's
joke.
a massive dick. Like,
Hey,
oh, come on.
Master, savior of the mortal realms.
Who's like, yeah, I really rate Sigmar, and I like dry white toast. Do you know what I mean? Like, who's got that on their Christmas card list? I could have dinner with 5 people over Christmas, and you think I'll choose Sigmar, probably the local head of the PTA, just real fucking dry shit.
The conglomerate emotional god formed by all Karens.
Yeah,
What would that god be called? You know, like if there's Khorne, Tzeentch, I'd love to know what the Karen god is. Sigmar is the local head of the PTA. Good one. I'm going to give Kairos a nice. I used to really hate Kairos because, like the previous book, I thought that the way that Kairos was used created a really awful negative play experience. But I have actually liked seeing how people have been creative with Kairos in this book rather than just the obvious bullshit. And so I'm saying that I like a Kairos, big old tick from me. I'm going to go nice.
Okay, so that is actually a 2-2, I'm pretty certain. Unless, James, we can convince you that he's fun because he beat up boring Sigmar.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to get actually serious about this. So bear with me. Just gonna go look at his face.
Well, if I can convince you based on your premise, he's got 2 faces.
He has got 2 faces, but are they?
Which is
are they
also
good
hilarious
faces?
because he's a slave to the master of trickery, or you could say the two-faced god.
And also you can tell him apart because one face has 2 tongues, one has 1 for tongue.
Yeah, huh?
I'll give him nice just because I like his different
Tell him
tongues.
apart from what?
From a regular Lord of Change, a normal bin chicken.
He's 2 heads, 1 head. So if I'm talking to the Paul head, he's only got 1 tongue. And I'm talking to the Steve head, he's got 2 tongues.
Is that the only way you can tell people apart? How many tongues they've got?
That's the only way I know.
It's really hard for him to do this show when all of us only have 1 tongue.
He's like, who are you?
Who the fuck's that guy?
It's like, I'm the one with the Australian accent. Yeah, but what's your tongue look like?
Right, so can we get Destiny Dice, naughty or nice? No problem. If anyone's got any questions about Tzeentch, naughty or nice, we can. Destiny Dice, naughty or nice. Listen, even though I've used it, definitely naughty. Outrageous. You shouldn't be able to pick dice. Super dumb. Super dumb. Naughty. James?
Probably naughty, as much as I like them.
They don't have faces, James. Stick to your guns.
Yeah. Okay.
Dan,
naughty.
naughty or nice?
No tongues either.
Naughty, it's a dice rolling game, and it takes away the dice rolling aspect of the dice rolling game.
Agreed. Nathan?
Tzeentch.
That's 4 naughties, gentlemen. Yeah, that's 4 naughties.
We need to throw it over to the chat just to be checked twice, but
Well,
that does seem to be a resounding naughty.
It does. One of the comments from Plymouth Trollslayer, Adam, did say it speeds up the game, though, as it reduces dice rolling. I guess, a bit. Only 9 dice out of the entire game.
Nothing like being slow played by a Tzeentch player who's like, hang on, just picking my dice. I definitely want a 6 here, lads.
Oh, dear. Okay. Right, so I was going to say naughty, but they changed my answer to nice with Destiny Dice as Batman Tis of Majoris. All right. Good. So, hot off the heels of those 2 battle tomes, we had some more news, very excitingly. And the more news is that a long-awaited battle tome, an army that's languished a long time in the competitive scene, is a bunch of space lizards. And that they were getting changed and they were getting a new battle tome, which was very exciting for everyone involved. And then we read the rules, which was...
that was a great show, though, when Nathan sat and reacted to it all.
It was so funny. Like, oh, Nathan, don't forget, 70 points for that. With 2 buffs for 70 points!
Frog in the sword.
Yeah. So we had the Seraphon battle tome, of course. Any thoughts on the Seraphon battle tome? Dan, I'm going to start with you. Seraphon battle tome at release.
Naughty. I'm sorry. I actually have a Seraphon army back in Australia that I was excited to get out here and get playing, and then I read the battle tome and I was like, oh, this doesn't really excite me to do anything that the old battle tome didn't already do well, which was salamanders or like Razordons teleporting stuff around Skinks and Croak. Like, I didn't turn around and go, oh, I can't wait for my Saurus Vanguard or my Monster Mash, whatever he do. It was just the same stuff that was good again, except I had to buy a fucking Ziggurat.
Yeah, I'll be asking about stuff in detail on the Naughty and Nice list left later. James?
I've just seen that James Hobbs is in the chat, so he's going to tell me off when I say they're naughty lizards now. I think one of my least favorite things was like in fact, my least favorite thing about the book, which would make it naughty in my own remit, was I miss the amount that skinks will trigger people for just running away.
You
But
mean
now
the
they
standard
trigger
shoot?
people just by murdering.
Yeah, now they just have to be on the table, whereas there used to be that great thing where someone had charged, like me and James played loads of doubles with him playing Seraphon, and someone would charge them, and they'd be like, oh, I really need to kill that Keeper of Secrets. Really need to do it, but if I do it, oh, those skinks are going to leg it. They go, oh, I'm going to have to kill that Keeper of Secrets. Roll really bad. We'd be like, skinks are off. Call Keeper of Secrets. Oh, you're dead. Keep going. So I'll give it naughty for purely taking that joy away from me of watching skinks just leave combat.
That's fair. That's fair. Nathan, you weren't shy about your feelings when the book first came out. What do you think in retrospect when at book release? Naughty or nice?
I mean, I've had some good games against them, but
Do you remember when I put those salamanders on the board?
yeah.
And then took them off the board and put them back on the board wherever the hell you wanted and spat fire? Is that where you're going with that, Rob?
I enjoyed that game. That was a challenge. And I've had some other good games with them, against them, like at that little tournament and stuff like that. But they're going to have to go on the naughty list because they are maybe a little bit too excessive in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
The book is nice in that it you get to play with a lot of stuff out of the book, basically. But compared to all the other books in Age of Sigmar, it's probably one of the strongest, I reckon.
Fair. That's super fair. So I think that's a 4-way naughty on that book, although I love lizards. Big
Bad
fan.
dinosaurs.
Can't wait for Croak to go down to 300. Definitely needs to happen. Winter FAQ can't come soon enough. Skinks at 60 points. Characters that could just do more than one buff for no reason at all. That was 70 points. Global teleports, -1 damage across the army, which is hilarious. There's lots to unpack there. So overall a naughty. A naughty. Now, let's talk about some of the specifics in the book, because, and again, any questions in the chat on a naughty and nice. I got to say, my very top naughty, I'm going to go in with a naughty one. Yeah, my very top naughty is understanding and in some way realizing what the fuck or how the fuck the 1-up armor save worked on a Bastiladon. I'm going for naughty. Yeah. I'm going for naughty. Right? I get it. It's like, because you add plus to the save, it's got 1, and I get it, but it did require me to have like a small kind of it was tough, basically, for me. So I'm going for naughty, and if you don't know what that means, basically, you can, what's the right word? Oh, James Powell, thanks for donating 5 gift subscriptions in the chat while you're on the stream. That's super weird, but really appreciate it.
Well, I'm in here.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice. Thanks. Oh, that's so nice. So all you guys have got gift subscriptions in the chat. Thanks. You guys are lovely. That's lovely. And thank you for Tristan for subscribing for 26 months.
Man.
You guys are all great. So that's my vote. Nathan, Bastiladon having a 1-up unrendable save for a while. Any thoughts?
For a while?
Well, he's got one for a while, hasn't he? And then then it becomes not unrendable.
Oh yeah, he's got an armor save that changes. Sure. It's very nice for him, I'm sure.
But what about for everyone else? What are you giving it? What are you putting him on the list? Naughty or nice?
I've not ever played against a Bastiladon in the new rules, so
Okay,
nice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There. Nice, because it's looks like a tortoise with a tail.
Fucking hell! All right,
With
I'm
a
so
laser
sorry,
gun.
Nathan.
Where's the snakes? Actually, where do the ever?
No, the snakes are terrible. Do you remember we reviewed
Oh.
it and they do nothing? They ruined it.
Oh, naughty. No snakes.
Yeah.
Naughty. There you go. Changed my mind.
Because-
You've convinced me. No
Thanks,
snakes.
Because they got rid of one of the
Very
greatest jokes of all time.
Very eloquent argument. I'm in. Nope.
Thanks, bud. James, naughty or nice on the unrenderable Bastillodon?
But it's just a Bulbasaur, and he is one of my favourite Pokemon.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk smack about Bulbasaur, and I've spent my life defending my decision. I rocked up. I had to choose between the three. Didn't even hesitate. I was like, bugger off Charmander, eat a sack of dick, Squirtle. I'm a Bulbasaur guy through and through.
Also, still one of the strongest grass Pokemon in the game. 700 Pokemon later.
Yeah.
This has turned into another chat look.
Apart from the only thing I can add to this is that if we painted Nathan green, he'd look a tiny bit like Bulbasaur.
That's true. We can put a little plant pot on his head. The crest!
Yeah, we'll put the crest on his head.
Come.
Yeah, perfect.
The unrenderable save makes no sense. It's just a painful experience. So he can be naughty for that save, but other than that, he'd be nice.
What about the shooting twice mechanic?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
Don't think that was the end of the world. I think that save's just dumb. Like, don't put it in. Give him a 2-up reroll in ones. Would have made more sense.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with that. It was super weird, and like Pumice Trollslayers in the chat has really defined the argument for us all. I'll read it out for you. Nice because if you have a 1+, then you can't minus it as the dice gods say no more. But if you do look the wrong way, it changes the result when the stars align. And if you shout loud enough, you pass until you take some wounds, and then you're just a normal thing. So that's basically what the designer's commentary said afterwards. Anyway, Dan, any thoughts on the unrenderable Bastillodon save?
Yeah, and unfortunately it's going to be very similar to what I said about the Battletome Seraphon, is that Bastillodons, we were already seeing a number of them. There was nothing really changed to do anything different except to make them harder to kill, which they were already quite difficult to kill. And that, for me, makes them naughty. I'm sorry, Bastillodons. You bore me. You're basic. I love you about Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, not basic. Bastillodon's basic. Apparently, I also lost the ability to use other words, and I kind of went down to just like when you're taking notes at university. But that's okay. We're here. I'm saying naughty Bastillodons.
Yeah, good. Specifically, the rule, the armor save rule on the Bastillodons, because it was written like it was in hieroglyphics. I was looking. Honestly, I walked past Games Workshop hoping I'd find the Rosetta Stone to unlock how the fuck I read it. I even held it up. I thought it was like a magic eye. You know, where you like hold it up and like just.
My God, do you remember those?
I do. That's why I mentioned them.
Welcome back to 1997.
Just reminds me of the film Mallrats, where they keep trying to do the magic eye.
Is that a boat? Is it a boat with the sails?
Is it like a catamaran or something? It's like catamaran.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's great. Anyway. All right. Okay. So. It's not a boat, it's a schooner. That's it. It's a sailboat. Everyone in the chat remember that. So, other stuff from the Seraphon book that we need to talk about is, this is another point of contention, naughty or nice. Dan, you seem to have expressed an opinion on it, so I'm going to go to you first, is the Ziggurat. So we got we didn't get endless spells for Seraphon, although we did get bound endless spells. More on that later. But we ended up with the Ziggurat. Yeah, which was a terrain piece that you could put anywhere. Well, not specifically anywhere. It either ended up in your deployment or your opponent's deployment. It also was a garrisonable, and it still is, a garrisonable building, which was fun because then you could put stuff on top of a building that was also not in a garrison, that was on a garrison, so it had the fly keyword. Super fun mechanics that you'd love to explain to a new person.
Yeah.
Dan, naughty or nice?
Okay, so what I'm going to have to do here is, like Santa looking at identical twins, I need to separate them for the purpose of this list. And I need to separate the garrison rules, which would be naughty, from the Ziggurat, which I think is nice. And the reason for that is, like, anything that gives more reason to have cool, sexy looking terrain on the battlefield is awesome. But I like the way that this was done. I like that there was a chance it wasn't in your deployment zone. Like, bugger off Idoneth Deepkin players that get to put their boats wherever the hell they want and guarantee and like block.
Still
two boats. Yeah. And because all of their eels have fly, they can just stop movement and shield objectives and all of that kind of jazz. I actually really like the way the Ziggurat was done. And it's a big piece of terrain that blocks line of sight quite well for smaller characters and units. And I would compare it, say, to the other version that we've seen of a huge piece of faction terrain, which is the freaking OBR Nexus, that is like busted powerful in its abilities and its effect on the table. The Ziggurat, your opponent could end up with it, but only you could, like a Seraphon army, could take advantage of it. I think it's nice. I like the way that it was done. I realize that as a player, you're shitty that you don't always get your piece of special, fun, wonderful terrain. But I get really crappy with the way that some armies can just take the piss with their faction terrain. So I like the way this was done. It gets a nice from me. However, again, separating it from garrison rules. Garrison rules are not nice. Garrison rules are naughty, but the Ziggurat itself and all of its other doodads, nice.
Okay. All right. No props. James, naughty or nice?
So I'm sticking with my rules.
It's got no face.
It has no face.
It does. It has little snake faces on the snakes.
Okay.
And they're having
good,
a great
good.
day. They've each got one tongue, so I can tell them who they are. So it's nice. It's got nice little happy snake faces.
All right. Perfect. All right. That works. Nathan, naughty or nice?
I'm going to go with naughty just because the people that were supposed to bring it, quite a few of them didn't bother bringing it because it was that shit. So
That's true. That's true. Only half the people really even bought them, and some people weren't bothered at all. So
yeah, if it puts off them bent Seraphon players that much, I mean that's quite nice. But even the nice friendly guys, quite a few of them weren't bothering to bring it. So I want to see it on the table. So it's naughty until they start bringing them.
Okay. All right. There we go. So I'm also going to vote for naughty because the garrison rules are a part of it, Dan. I can't separate it out.
Okay, all right.
I can't
Fair
disassociate that way. I live with my hearts on my sleeves. Yeah, so I go for naughty. So it goes to the Twitch chat for a final vote, naughty or nice, on the Ziggurat. The article says the deployment of the Ziggurat is going to change, says Nezil. So that might be good for everyone. Thanks, Nezil, for that. Sounds like Ogre players, you can bring a more pot, sure, but do you really need it? Great question. It's got a lot of naughties in the chat there, looks like.
3 naughty, 1 nice. Actually, 5 naughty. There were 2 early naughties and 1 early nice. So 5 naughties, 2 nice, 3 nice.
Oh, nice catching up. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
It's got back to the naughty.
It's going. It looks like it's going to be naughty.
Oh, and an aubergine.
And an aubergine.
That's extra naughty.
Now,
Extra naughty.
Obviously, we don't need to bother with Croak. We all give him a nice and move on. Obviously, he's fantastic. We all buy a Croak. We all have a great time. Life is always good. He's double naughty with he's not even on the naughty list. He's whatever anti-Santa is.
The Grinch.
Huh?
And thrown a naughty parade.
Jack Skeleton. Addicted Santa. Kept him in a bag.
Jeff Bezos? Is that
Yeah, definitely.
Is that anti-Santa? Why is James blue? It's a great question. We're not sure what's happened. Raise a hand if you own Croak. Croak is the Grinch. All hail the Hypnotoad. Yeah. So those are some of the key ones. Obviously, salamanders. We could talk about salamanders as well. They obviously made it onto the naughty list. I think that's super fair. Absolutely. But ultimately, I think the real thing that we should talk about, naughty or nice, is bound endless spells. Naughty or nice? Nathan, kick us off. Oh, sorry, Dan. You've got something to say. You go for it.
I was just going to say, I'm so confident that I agree so furiously with James's position. I don't need to say anything. This will be the only time that I will risk saying this sentence. I'm going to let James speak for me in this one. Normally, I'd be terrified to utter those words, but this time I feel like I'm confident enough in the exact words he will use that I'm going to let him speak for me.
Oh, James.
If I didn't have, I can't remember how big this thing is, like a fucking 2-meter table, I'd flip it over Bound Endless Spells. They ruined them. All my list that had like 7 in. Stupid things.
You don't like...
Yeah, just terrible. They're just naughty. They're too cheap. They shouldn't exist. They used to make an interesting turn mechanic, and the turn mechanic's one of the best things about AOS. Just stupid. I don't care about the point cost of them. Just get them out of my game.
It's true. So, do you think that
Look how happy Dan is.
Yeah, really happy. He's like smug. Nathan, quick, Nathan, you got any thoughts on Bound Endless Spells?
Yeah, they're proper wank.
Please, someone clip that. Someone please clip that. Press clip.
There's like no reason why anybody would think that's a good idea.
Someone did. And not only did someone do it, they presented it to their boss, who was then like, "Fucking fire that up, bad boy. Let's go." and then to the developer of Age of Sigmar, and he was like, "That sounds like a cracking idea. You've done a good one there. Carry on." You have introduced, Nathan, a new option to the system of naughty or nice. Naughty, nice, or proper wank is a new one. And Dan, you might have to put down. You've convinced me, Nath. Great argument. I'd also like to vote proper wank. James, would you like to change your vote?
Yeah, I'm going to change to proper wank too. Can we have like a little cherry emote after it too?
Yeah, don't worry, it's there. So we now have naughty and nice, and then inside the naughty list, we have a sub list, which is those that are so naughty they get to be proper wank.
I honestly think that that's the only one that's getting on there, because it's just like... anyway, all right, so good. So that's the Seraphon book. An exciting time for everyone was the Seraphon book. Then we had some dramas. We had some winners and we had some losers, because we had the GHB 2020. We had the GHB 2020. I think we had Lumineth after the GHB. Just triple checking my mental faculties. Pretty certain that was the case.
We had the Lumineth for about fucking 4 years, didn't we?
All right, well, let's go straight into that. The Lumineth release schedule. Naughty or nice? I suppose we should throw this to the Elven players, Nathan, but fuck them. Nathan, what do you think?
Those guys. It was great.
What you liked the? Why did you like the Lumineth release schedule?
Because I wasn't collecting Lumineth.
If you guys aren't aware, the Lumineth release schedule was longer than I think Games Workshop necessarily anticipated because of, and I don't know if you guys have known, but there's a small virus out in the world, and some things got moved around. So yeah, it took a longer, and it seemed like they were coming out for years and years. About as long as Speckles has taken to come out, basically.
Is he still in chat?
Yeah, he is.
Anyway. I like the idea that he's not, and about 8 people have just texted him like, "Oh, hey, Speckles."
Anyway, Dan, you're an elf lover. What about the release schedule for the Lumineth Realm Lords?
Yeah, look, I am, first of all, not an elf lover. Just want to put that out there. Beards will always be my happy place, but I dabbled. I needed to explore and expand my horizons. Before the chat jumps on me too hard, let's remember that other people have experimented as well, and it brought us such lovely things as beer. So, yeah, without exploration, we don't all get drunk. Don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, release schedule, shocking. Absolutely shocking. They released a box that had a handful of units in it, but only one of them you kind of even really wanted. And then it took forever to see a book, and then it took forever to see models. But here's the thing that I want to say naughty, but I'm actually going to say nice, because I don't actually think Lumineth would have grabbed me if they didn't dick tease me that hard.
Oh, interesting.
And-
So you were in for the Lumineth edging, which is now what the title of this, Naughty or Nice, Lumineth edging.
I was edged to completion with the Lumineth army, and that's what got me. So I started this sentence thinking I was going to say naughty, but I'm ending it saying nice, and I hate myself for it.
Okay, all right, interesting. See what everyone else in the chat thinks about that. No, Grinaldi, I won't forget the piss dice. They were hilarious, but we will bring that up. We will bring that up later. James, what are you thinking?
Oh, well, I was just going back to Grinaldi's comment because I couldn't decide whether they were naughty or nice. I was going to go in nice because they ended with that pinnacle of great releases in barrel dice, which I have rolled twice since I brought them, and both times went, oh, this is horrible. Like, this is a horrible experience. But great because they trigger other people more than me. So I'm going to give them nice.
Okay, before we get on with that, I just want to say a massive thank you to Batmantis Majoris for donating £23 to the show, which means he has managed to smartly get us to £269 and 69p. Brilliant. Everyone's incessant need. Dedication. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. That's brilliant of you.
Mm-hmm.
What a
Well
babe.
done.
Nathan, we've talked about your edging. Me edging the Lumineth, I truly didn't care. It felt like it was taking about 18 weeks to get the rules out. I think the worst bit for me was that we had the battle report from White Dwarf where we all saw this, like, what seemed like a ludicrous level of power from Teclis, and then everyone was like, it's probably not that bad. And so you had to wait 4 to 6 weeks before we were like, oh no, yeah, that's definitely strong. That's real strong. But that was so Lumineth edging. But it just took up a lot of the conversation. It was a bit long for me, so I'm going for naughty. So I don't know what the votes in on that are. Is it 3 naughties or?
I went nice, and I think
James,
everyone else
what did
said
you
naughty.
say?
I said nice.
Oh, so it's down to the Twitch chat.
Oh, I
Naughty or
said nice as well.
Nathan, you said
Oh.
nice. Why?
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
it
he
was
didn't-
nice because
he liked us not being out.
Oh, because you liked watching them bleed.
I like seeing them squirm.
Can I also? Do you know what? Fuck it. I'll go for nice as well. The only reason is because I just fucking loved how much Martin Orlando looked like he was going to have a small stroke, while he was waiting for them to come out. That was brilliant for me. Marty, love you loads. Big elf fanboy, probably the biggest elf fanboy you can find. And just watching his the tweets were getting serious. I was like, someone needs to check on him. All right, okay. But before we do Lumineth, because we are going to come back to that, I think we'll take a little sidestep for a moment on a naughty and nice. I was going to do the GHB, but someone brought something up, and I guess this will be the one to bring up. The 2020 Games Workshop dice that we've seen released. Naughty or nice? We've obviously saw the piss dice, which is fun. Do you remember the Tzeentch dice? Hilarious. I don't know if you guys do remember. But the non-existent one giant large Gargant dice, which they should have done and didn't. Their one opportunity to do so. So the Games Workshop dice, I'm going for nice. I've argued this time and time again. I could buy normal dice anywhere. I can't come up with something as stupid as Lumineth dice, which aren't even square. Yeah? Right, so I'm going for nice. Anyone want to jump in on this? Games Workshop dice for 2020?
Oh, just consistently naughty. Just consistently naughty, but I don't know when they've ever been anything but.
Brilliant! What are you talking about, man?
But can I give a small admission?
Sure.
I really like the piss dice. The yellow. When we say piss dice, we are obviously referring to the yellow ones that came in the Lumineth box, right?
Yeah.
The barrel dice made me angry. The piss dice, I love them. I've got 2 sets. I think they're hilarious. But I also loved squig dice.
Great dice.
I think I put a video on Twitter like years back when they came out, where I was rolling them at models to see the damage they could do. Didn't do any damage to Dispossessed, by the way. But yeah, I love how much pain they cause me. Maybe that's because I'm a masochist. But yeah, I'm gonna say they are complete wank. However, I in a way where I'm like flagellating myself, being like, you deserve this because you know you don't need more dice, but you're gonna buy them anyway.
I love them. I love them so much. Every single dice they do, I'm like, this is better and better and better. It's just, oh god, what are we gonna get next? Dodecahedrons that explode when you roll them. You don't know. Like, that's the point. You know Games Workshop are going to get miniatures. You know you're going to end up with some models, but you never expect what the dice are going to be. Like, you're living in constant excitement and fear. Yeah? Alright, it's just brilliant. James, thoughts on the dice?
Nice. I think you're right. Like, I think that there was a point, wasn't there? Games Workshop released, like, the Ideneth dice, horrible things. And then they released some other dice, and they were horrible. And you can go on eBay and you can buy like 1,000 dice for probably 100 quid. And Games Workshop are selling 10 in a pack for 20. And so someone, for once, made the really intelligent decision and were like, why don't we just make something dumb as shit? Like, let's make them out of rubber. Let's just make them fucking bouncy. Great. I love watching people rolling those squig dice. And like somewhere like Warhammer World, where they roll them across the table and one just bounces across your hall and you're like, you've just lost 2 quid. And off they run. Great.
Perfect.
Love them. All nice for the GW dice.
See, I think you can go like even like really crazy technology. Like, I would like some dice. Thank you to Zaidi guy who's come up with one. What about like when you end up with like a creepy faction like Nighthaunt or something, where you both put one AirPod in and you roll the dice and all the dice faces are completely blank, and then they're like 4 6s, 4 5s, like whisper in your ear, and you're like, that is creepy as fuck. Yeah,
I think Nighthaunt, fully invisible dice. You just they sell a box of air and you're like 4 6s.
4 6s.
I mean, yeah, nothing will ever beat the wonderful dice that we got for the fish people. But I mean, there's other options out there. I'm sure there's as much ridiculousness that can happen. Like we got close to invisible dice. We genuinely did.
That's 2 minutes one.
So we're all. It sounds like we're all pro them.
Not the Lumineth, the Ideneth.
That's the one, Sarah.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're all pro them. It really does. Thank you to Plymouth Troll Slayers for donating £1.42 to the show, just to ruin the fact that it said 269.69. Yeah, which is why he's done it, and I appreciate that. But also heartbroken. Ultimately, thanks so much, Nathan. What are you feeling on the dice?
Yeah, they're funny, but they're not very fucking practical. So, but yeah, so they're hilarious if that's an option.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I think nice is that. That's where I'm at. So how many nices is that? 3?
Yeah.
I was naughty, so I think that the 3 of you scraped them onto the nice list.
Yes.
So what are we calling that? The Games Workshop dice department, or just the 2020
Games Workshop dice
releases?
Department. I want to
Dice
think at
debacle.
I think at least more than one person works in that department. Like at least 3. You know, and they're just in that classic R&D situation. They've got like chairs they lean back in. One of them's got like a ball he kind of just throws up in the air all the time. The other one's like doing some sort of like complicated math. You know, and they're like.
And
I
the
like
funny
the
thing
idea.
is that they still make more than the UK fishing quota. That's the dice department.
I like the idea in that dice department. There's like a guy in a lab coat, like dripping types of material into like a tray, and he's like, "Would this make good dice?" And he's got like liquid nitrogen and some plutonium, and he's just like, all the best scientists in the world are just like sat there going, "We've made these dice bounce."
Get them on the vaccine. They'll fucking.
Yeah.
They won't solve it, but we'll get something we never knew we needed. Yeah.
No, you'll
anyway.
be vaccinated, but you'll just end up with fucking 5 extra legs and another head growing out your arse and stuff like that.
Honestly, just quick one. If we're thinking about doing any sort of like running over to France, what if we Games Workshopped it and we just all do it in Zorb balls, not boats? Boats would be what you'd think you'd try and cross the channel in. I like the idea of us all getting in Zorb balls and just trying to run across the channel. I think that would work.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can't get in my Zorb ball, so you literally can't be on board. Get your own Zorb ball.
All right.
Yeah.
Social fucking distancing.
Come on.
Where are we going to put the longbows? In the Zorb balls with us.
Who knows?
Shoot out the Zorb ball with the longbow.
Just
But
pop
that's-
in.
But that's tier 5, longbow distance. That's what tier 5 is. We've all just buy a zombo. Anyway, thank you to MJ Pegasus for donating another £1.57 to the show. Appreciate that, loads. Takes us back to that 69 number, which is very appreciated. Right, so we've done that. We've cracked them. So we went on to the GHB, and in my opinion, so I'm going for nice. We saw some excellent changes in the GHB 2020. I'm going to go for. I don't think I have a complaint for the GHB 2020. We saw some key changes. We saw only 3 endless spells allowed. Great change. You weren't allowed to have more than 1 DPR save. Also, great change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you didn't have like, especially. Oh fuck! I missed an entire book. I'll come back to it after the GHB. So overall, GHB 2020. I'm also great missions. Not Blade's Edge. Not you. Never you. Right? I'm giving it a nice. I'm super pro it. Nath, got any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a cool book. Mainly the GHB is mainly the scenarios, and the scenarios are great. I think they've improved every time, and they've definitely got better this time. So yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
Yes, nice.
Nice. Agreed. James?
I want Dan to go first.
Nice. I really liked it. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry to hurt you, but I came out of that. A lot of the time, I come out looking at the battle plans in a GHP, like the last couple, being like, "Oh, I'm interested for that. I'm interested for that," but I'm like a little bit tentative. Whereas I genuinely read this GHB and I was like, "Awesome! I love that they've tightened up some of the loose thread rules that are out there, like with DPR saves and everything like that." I just thought it was a really, really good book. And the only bad thing about the 2020 GHB is that it came out in 2020 when I couldn't play lots of games of War Dollies and tournaments with it. And if that is my complaint about it, that's a pretty good book, is the way that I see it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. James, you got your final say?
Yeah, so I started reading the book. Thought it was really good. Thought the tidy ups were really good. Got really excited that there was new battle plans. Got to the battle plans, and there I found the problem.
What was the problem, James?
Gone was the most competitive, most balanced, and finest of battle plans.
Oh my god, the greased up goblin.
The relocation orb has gone.
Oh my god.
The finest battle plan of Age of Sigmar history, where the thing just bounced or didn't move, gone. However, I will give it nice because this year in the brief periods that me and Rob could meet up, and he didn't want to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. We've managed to find out that meeting engagements were improved this year. And so for Rob, I'll give it a nice.
You weren't meant to ever tell anyone that we secretly ran an entire meeting engagements league. Yeah.
Just the two of us, and sent him to the ITC and then realised it was the wrong system.
Yeah. Damn it! Okay. Right, so that's good. GHB 2020 gets a big nice from everyone, it seems, which is lovely. Everyone seems to be a fan of that, which I'm a fan of. So good. GHB 2020 goes in the nice column. I did forget a whole book, and I apologise profusely. And that is the Wrath of the Everchosen book, which felt like a bit of a weird book to come out. It's the first time we saw a campaign book like that really properly come out. It just had a bunch of allegiance abilities in, just had a bit of story. It was super weird, really. It was like, now with the Marathi stuff, kind of makes sense. And I guess we had things like with Forbidden Power, you had something similar-ish. But it was the first campaign book, really, where we had match play rules in. And we ended up with some really awesome stuff inside it. You ended up with Legion of the Chaos Ascendant. You ended up with a whole bunch of special rules for Nurgle dudes, which was cool. I thought the story was excellent as well. So I'm giving the whole book nice. Thumbs nice. Because I thought the story was cool and it engaged, it moved the story forward. The whole of the All Points was owned by Chaos, and at the end of the book, spoilers, so sorry, a portion of it was now owned by Death, and like an Alliance of Death stuff, and that was cool. The map of the world had changed, so I thought it was excellent. So nice from me. Dan, you got any thoughts?
I, on the whole, really liked it. It was nice. I've always loved Be'lakor. This is like old Warhammer, like back in the old age of Sigmar.
Did you write fan fiction?
Yeah, I wrote a how Be'lakor reproduces. I wrote a list using Be'lakor in an old Slaves to Darkness army back when we only had allegiance abilities in the GHB, using him in a formation that needed a demon prince because he had the keyword or something, because I was like, he's such a cool model. He's got such an interesting story and such really interesting rules. So it was awesome to see him in a book and then getting more stuff come out for him to make him a bit of a feature part of that. There was one thing in that book that I really didn't like. Actually, there's two elements to that release that I didn't like, but that's not the book as a whole's fault. So I'm nice. I'm sure we're going to get to the things that I didn't like about it. But nice for me.
Okay. All right. James?
I'm torn with this one because I think the book was nice. I think it probably should have just started the Broken Realms thing, but we'll ignore that. But I am torn because I'm looking at the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
And Archaon's face is on there, and that's nice. He's got a nice face. He rides a nice mount. That's got a nice face.
It's got 3 nice faces.
But then there's some OBR, and they're not nice faces because they're ugly. And I checked, and Speckles is in the chat, and I don't care. It's just an ugly fucking army. But I'm hoping Archaon's going to hit him with his sword, put him in the sword, and then they'll not be on the cover. So I'll give it a nice.
All right, perfect. That's good. Nathan, naughty or nice on the Wrath?
Well, yeah, it started the story. It kept the story rolling, so that's nice. It's a nice book. Very nice.
Very lacquer. Okay. All right, so that's a nice. I think that gets nice from everyone. I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Everyone's happy with that. There's not really loads to unpack from that. I think. I guess the real only one that we could deep dive in is the Legion of Chaos Ascendant, being naughty or nice. But I don't think that needs loads. Obviously, you could put all of the demons into one little army in of its own, which I thought was quite funky. And it did mean is why it gets a nice from me that the Kadai Fireborn, who are nice, yeah. They, keyword demon, they got to go back into armies again, and I saw people talking about Kadai, and I was super, super, super happy. So, nice from me. Anyone got any thoughts on that?
Wait, sorry, you're asking us to say naughty or nice on your little homebrew book that you wrote yourself and trying to convince everyone it exists?
There's a small inclusion in there. They're just a footnote in the availability. So, basically what I'm saying is, the Legion of Chaos Ascendant made Chaos Dwarves more viable. Naughty or nice?
The what dwarves?
Oh, naughty. If they made Chaos Dwarves more viable, absolutely it's naughty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nathan?
Are they even called?
Are they what?
They're not even called Chaos Dwarves anymore, are they?
They're called the Legion of Vargor. I'll have you know. And we pray to her shut. Yeah. Nath, got any naughty or nice on Legion of Chaos Ascendant? Not forgetting summoning 10 pink horrors return. Hilarious.
Oh, what, the rules?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fine. It was nice to see some things that you never saw before, sure.
There you
Fucking
go.
undercosted Kadai. Fucking horrible.
You'd never seen them before, had you?
I've seen them all the while. Fucking things. At least I got to kill some again, so it's good.
That's true. You did.
Yeah.
That is true. So I don't know. That's 2 nices. Is that 2 naughties?
For Kadai, absolutely.
Okay, so we need the Twitch chat to vote on naughty or nice on the Kadai.
I think
ultimately.
the only thing
Kadai.
I was going to say that was naughty about that release for me is it did nothing to stop the demonstrably insane level of control that Marauders still had in a lot of Chaos
Great
books.
models. Let's not go there. Great models, great guys.
And also
Lovely looking.
they didn't release the separate bloody Chaos Warriors yet that are still only in the Start Collecting box.
That's true. That we
Or
can all
make
give
them
that a
good.
naughty. Didn't
Or make them good.
Yeah, you can't buy them. You can't buy different Chaos units or the Start Collecting box separately. Naughty. Agreed. I think that's fine. All right. Twitch
Chaos
chat.
Warriors
Legion
are
of Chaos
rubbish.
Ascendant is the question. Legion of Chaos Ascendant, naughty or nice? Very important that we decide this as a group, nay as a team. They didn't release them because nobody would buy them with those rules. Ebert, thanks for subscribing, babe. I appreciate that. Moontoned says that they're naughty. There's 2 for nice. Oh, it looks like they're getting nice. Nice. Okay, so Legion of Chaos Ascendant, nice is what we're getting.
I think also, Rob, I think you mispronounced it. It's Moon Tan Raid.
Yeah, Moon Tan Raid. Yeah.
Moon Tan Raid, yeah.
Petid. Yeah. Grumslick. Right, okay. So after the GHB, finally you elf boys get in. We already talked about the edging of the Lumineth battle tome. But the Lumineth battle tome, naughty or nice? Nathan, first in. Proper wank or just naughty?
Yeah, it's fucking elves again, isn't it? It's bloody shit. Poncy things. And this time, yeah, with naughty. Have you seen their rats? I don't know. Nice. Because now I can laugh at their rats. I'm torn. I don't know what to say. I'm going to say nice. Because it made elves wear stupid hats that you could laugh at.
Okay, I'm sticking with you on this, and I don't want to sway your vote. But how do you feel about them literally making a unit of elven hammerers, who were better than hammerers?
No, they're not better than hammerers.
So
Dan's got the shakes because he knows it's true, but he doesn't want to admit it on stream because he just thought he got away with that and got abused by liberators, and now he knows he's about to go back.
All right, so Nathan, you're giving them nice because they got stupid hats and you get to take the piss.
Yes, the hammerers can laugh at them with their stupid
perfect.
hats.
Go on then, Dan. What you got to say?
All right, here we go. First of all, hammerers are significantly better. Better for their points, better bodies, more attacks, better hammers in general. Hammerers, superior. However, I'm going to say that the Lumineth, nice, because they finally gave elves one thing worth respecting. Actually, 2 things worth respecting. One is an elf with a reasonable weapon, that being a hammer to beat you over the head with. And 2, a large mountain cow with a hammer, all the better to beat you over the head with. Yes, hats, ridiculous. Yes, sentinels, they may as well fire those arrows straight up their bum holes because they're that absurd. However, we finally got elves with a respectable weapon, and that is the step along the way to resolution. In the same way that if an enemy were to hold out a hand and be like, I don't love you, but I'm willing to start seeing some common ground, that was elves holding out that hand to dispossessed, 2 dwarves saying, let's find some common ground. And damn, I loved reading a lot of those old stories about before the War of the Beard, when they still bitched about each other, and elves were like, oh, they're so uncouth, and dwarves are like, they're so bloody soft and they don't make good stuff. But once upon a time we were friends and neighbors, and it's good to see us getting back to friends and neighbors by bonding on the one most important thing in all of the mortal realms: beating shit over the head with a hammer and wearing a fancy helmet.
It's a good argument, actually. I'm really swayed by that. Really swayed. Really swayed. James, what do you think?
So I have to. I mean, I brought them, but also I think I just have to go nice because I think obviously when they killed the old world, lots of people got salty about it, and what they could have done is very quickly just been like, oh, here's a load of models that are exactly the same as what you wanted, and now don't cry. But actually, the holdout on what is basically high elves, right? we can all agree,
We
like,
can all agree.
has taken them, what, 3 years, 4 years,
Four,
wherever we are?
5 years.
5 years. And I think, like, it was almost, in their defense, what they basically did was release the models they knew everyone wanted. Like, the spearmen look like spearmen, the cavalry looks like the old cavalry, the archers look like the old archers. And also, I just think, like, it gets nice from me because those spears are going to trigger people when I finally actually get to use them. When they can't pile in, I'm like, you can't pile in my spears there.
At events, using the sentinels, not sentinels, sorry, wardens, it will be.
Like,
also, how many of those are even surviving the journey in the carry case?
I mean, you've seen my carry case. They're all surviving.
Okay, yours might, fancy boy, but everyone else, the lads that bring them in their carrier bags, they'll be like, oh, they haven't survived this trip. Yeah. Yes, but so overall, actually, the release gets maybe a nice, ultimately, from me. I think I like the book, with the exception of Technado. With the exception of Technado, I like the book. I was there could still be some rule clarity on a lot of the different things, but whatever, who cares? There could be some rule clarity on a lot of the stuff, more than we did get eventually, but maybe it's just that tournaments aren't rocking around. Who knows? So yeah, they can get a nice from me. That's fine with that. So is everyone saying nice?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Batman Majoris. I hired a small army of vagrant children to carry my wardens one by one like a giant procession so they don't break. I would love to see that. It's like, who's this? Like, you know, when people rock up and it's like, yes, this is my butler. It's like, this is my war dolly butler. And it's like, yes, sir. Would sir like the piss dice or the barrel dice for today's game? And it's like, I shall have the piss dice, Jeeves.
I would be a Warhammer butler at an event. That would be so much fun. Like a caddy.
Yeah, literally, except obviously classier. Like a caddy hands you your club. I guess your butler also needs to have a club in case your opponent gets salty and they need to beat him upside the face. But I just think that'd be amazing. Can we start to make that a thing? Just someone who stands beside the table. Yeah.
Yeah, Warhammer caddies should definitely be a thing. Yeah.
They don't get lunch, though.
Who, the caddy?
Yeah, they don't get lunch at an event.
What?
There's not enough lunch to go around normally anyway. They can go to Mackey's across the road.
They won't be in a couple of weeks. All right, okay. All right, cool. Warhammer Caddy soon. We found the next side business for those wargamer. Definitely Warhammer Caddy. You can hire me. That's fine. I'd buy an Honest Wargamer Caddy polo. James, let's make him Warhammer Caddy. Let's just get that on the back of the t-shirt.
And it's like I literally misplaced my tape measure dice in Dignity at least once a turn. So someone who's just like, it's like movement phase, like tape measure, sir. And then it's like, okay, so we're going to go into the shooting phase. Your dice, sir. It's like, okay, so we're going to go into combat. So your trousers are down. Oh, thank you, Jeeves. I appreciate that.
I really like the idea. Oh, go on, James.
No, you first, Rob.
I just like the idea that like you've got like your unit of, let's say, salamanders that you're going to redeploy, and you kind of you pick them up in your hand, and then all that happens is the caddy puts down 9-inch sticks everywhere really quickly. Yeah, and you're like, these are where you can deploy, sir. You're like, thank you very much. Interesting. Then you finally put your unit down. Then he takes all the sticks away, and you're like, yeah, this is really great. This is what I paid the money for.
And also then when you lose, you have someone to blame. You're just like, oh, fuck, Jeeves. Oh, I didn't want the 9-iron. I didn't want my bloody prime to come down in turn 3. Why'd you put the sticks out? You had me thinking he had to come down in turn 3.
Right, okay. So, where were we at? Warhammer Caddies. Warhammer Caddies, nice or naughty? I'm saying nice.
I don't know how we got there, but yeah, good. I feel like it might have been my fault. All right, Warhammer Caddies, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely
Nathan...
nice. We've got to get some jobs for people.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking we have. Nathan, you got any thoughts?
On Warhammer Caddies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind chatting to the caddy every now and again. Yeah, go on then. Bring a few caddies if you need to.
Perfect. If there's anyone out there in the world right now who you would want to caddy for you, because that's an important thing, who would you want to caddy for you?
What about that wap person in the chat?
That's the right person. That's the right choice.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll go with that then.
Okay.
I would honestly like. I'm just thinking of a couple of folks back in Australia, and the two that would jump out to me. One would be, I don't know if the two of you remember Mr. Gammy.
Not
Gammy.
Yeah.
Just because he's very attractive, so he would probably distract your opponent.
Very attractive.
Just with how beautiful he is. Also, slick and comfortable dresser. Hard to find that in a combo, but I'd really want him. Or the other one I could think of is I don't know if he's the current master, the ex-master Dave Kerr, because I found him to be fantastic to play when he was kicking my shit in, but I also found him to be really lovely to play when he was having his shit kicked in. And I feel like sometimes having that voice of reason in the back of your head being like, hey, it's okay to lose. And you'd be like, oh, thank you, Dave. Or then other times where he's like, hey, you're allowed to feel rad when you win. I'd be like, oh yeah, thank you very much. I think that he would also make a wonderful caddy. Also, like he's like always has like a fanny pack is what I remember of him with his dice and tokens in it. So he's already pretty much a caddy. Like he's close already.
He's very witty at the table, actually, Dave. So yeah,
very funny. Very funny. Yeah, fuck yeah. Really like him. James, quick thoughts on who you'd want to be your Warhammer caddy?
I want David Attenborough so he can narrate my whole game. And now he's going to roll 4 6s. And they'll be so thrown that I would just be swapping the dice to a 6. They'll pay no attention. Or if I'm picking Warhammer players, I want Benjamin Sava.
Why? Because you'd be triggered by everything you did.
Well, because every time I watch Ben Sava play, I find it a painful experience because he gets so involved. And I think, one, it'd be painful for him, so I'd like to return the favour. And two, I think he'd get really knocked that he wasn't playing. And so I'd just like to see where in the day he punched me in the face, dressed as me instead, and played.
Okay, that makes loads of sense.
And I hope he listens and messages me. It's like 10 minutes into game 1.
4.5 minutes. I would. I think I'd go for Joe Pagano. If you've never met Joe Pagano, I think that would be good. Just because mainly I just want him to be like full Italian New Yorker at the tabletop, holding my dice, But I'd want him to probably every 15 minutes probably go on strike. He'd be like, "Yo, the Warhammer Caddy Union's on strike, bro. Yeah, we're not taking this. We're getting lunch. Fuck what that James guy said." I can't do American, but you know what I mean. That is how he sounds, something like that. All right, okay, back on business. I think that's all nice on Warhammer Caddies. Put them down. All right, so GHB, Lumineth. Lumineth got nice. Technado, though, we do have to do a naughty or nice on Technado, unfortunately. So, and if you guys, by the way, if we're overrunning, you guys let me know, and I can wrap this up at any point. Technado, what are you thinking?
The only good NATO is a Spore NATO, so fuck
it. Good, yeah, naughty. I'm going naughty on the Technado. It's a no skill play, which should never have been got into the book. So, Dan.
Yeah, I really quite like. As far as it goes, I enjoy the book. I think it's a wonderful book. I think there's some messed up pieces in there, but largely it's quite good. That is absolute trash, though.
Yes, agreed.
So
agreed.
Naughty, 100% naughty.
James?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's just not a fun mechanic in the book, is it? So, naughty.
All right, perfect. We got that out there real quick. Some of the other standouts for the Lumineth book, we could talk about Sentinels all day. But I don't think we need to. We could talk about how many mortal wounds they do. The fact that every one of them is a wizard should probably be a conversation because still people aren't clear on that. But I guess the real one for me, and I know if you haven't played against it, Nathan, or anyone else hasn't played against it, is the Calathar. The Calathar. Naughty or nice?
Great lady.
Nice.
Oh dear me. Clearly, okay, that's 2 nices. I'm going for naughty. Nathan, it's an elf, so just hit me with a naughty. That'd be
She's
great.
She's an emo.
Okay, but wait, let me explain why.
She's the one that buggers about with the battle
bravery.
shot. So
Yeah.
not only do you get immune to battle shock for no, or what do you have to do? Roll a 1-up or something, a 2-up or something.
Yeah, 2 up.
Yeah. So not only do you get immune to battle shock, so it's just like a fucking hag thing again, but also it starts buggering around with your own battle shock. She can fuck.
And with your bravery, and they can make you not move. She's basically Be'lakor with a spell.
Yeah.
But
On a 2-up. So she
under her veil, she's got her AirPods in, and she's listening to MCM just on repeat, crying into that cup.
She's not even listening to My Chemical Romance. She's listening to, like...
The Rasmus.
I need to go deeper. Like, so much deeper. She's listening to Hawthorne Heights. That's how emo she is.
Great, man. Sing them live.
So I get it, and I get that why people don't like that, but just hear me out. The reason I like it, yes, it's a powerful ability, but she's relatively short-ranged. And it's not magic. She doesn't get to sit at the back end of the board, be on a Balewind and throw it out. She has to be within 18 or 12 of units to actually do what she needs to do. She has 5 wounds with a 5-up save. Like, I get it, but I kind of love that she does have this powerful ability. But if you have a little bit of shooting, or if you have a tiny little bit of reach, you can kill her very easily. Like, she is a support piece, but she has to be near the front line to get the best out of her and to do that. And that's what I like. It's not like a Croaknado where it can hide at the back of the board and just spam shit at you from the safety of a bubble. She needs to be right at the front to be able to get the best out of it. And that's why it's nice for me. I get that she's powerful, but she can be removed with a little bit of effort.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, she's also like part of the Arulian Legion, so it just makes you be able to take like an incredibly low drop. So it's like auto include, but whatevs. I'm going for naughty. 2 nices, and I think Nathan gave me a naughty. So 2 nices, 2 naughties. It's down to the Twitch chat. The Calathar. Naughty or nice? I think is what the question is. Yeah, she can Be'lakor every turn, says Owen. That's a good point. Apparently MJ Pegasus thinks nice, which is not what I was expecting, ultimately. Goading arrogance to her man, naughty. Oh, Matt Cario says nice. Nice because the tasty music is still better than my ex's. Wow! God, you've got that Batmantis Majoris. Naughty. Oh. I'm on this page worried for my life. Who's on there? You're on there, James. Why?
Yeah.
Get off there. Okay, right. Go on. What's the vote?
It's we're I'm not gonna say because it's tight. I just want to see if there's any more that come in the last couple of seconds, and then we'll go. And then I'll give the result. Oh, okay, there it is. It's gone 5-4. Nice wins. Nice wins. The Calathar is nice.
What the flip?
What a lovely lady she is.
All right, I don't agree with that at all.
It's not your decision.
Fine.
It's the chat.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. So follow up. Hey, James McLean. Thanks for joining us. Thanks everyone for being here. Unsubscribe. Agreed. if I was a young elf, a Teclis took me into the city. Oh, to join the elf
to see a mountain cow.
God's sakes. Right. Okay. So that book came out. I think we've covered everything that's in that book, unless anyone wants to cover anything else from the Lumineth. So like Sentinels obviously get naughty. I don't think there's much that needs to happen here. So then after the Lumineth book, oh dear me, was the Gargant book. Much maligned online, which I felt was unfair.
I love that there was a whole moment of silence where clearly the three of us were like, wait a second.
What did he just say?
Right? Like, is he trying to like turn the narrative on this one where he realized that he came in swinging or something and then it's like, oh no, it's fantastic or whatnot.
I still don't think that at all. In any way, resubscribe. Agreed. Thank you so much. Anyway, so the Gargant book. I think naughty. I think it was lazy, and I didn't like it. And I've been very vocal about that in loads of ways. Nathan, what do you think?
Oh, I'll give it nice because they're cool models. People can play with them. They should get a decent game out of them every now and again. And yeah, it's just nice to see some giants running around. I mean, yeah, I think they could probably have better rules, but it was just nice to finally get the Gargants after we'd been waiting for twice as long as we've had COVID, I think.
Yes. Now, I will put a little star in mine as well. I actually have got myself a little treat over Christmas. My plan is to read the Gargant story. Haven't read it yet. Hopefully, I won't be disappointed. I'm hoping that will like ignite some love in my heart. I don't know if either of you three or anyone in the chat has done. One of the also good things that we've seen, obviously, like Owen is saying in the chat, is they have also kicked off some amazing hobby online. Ultimately, there's been a lot of very cool Gargant hobby. See Ash McEwen's Gargant today.
Cell shaded.
Yeah. That was super
no.
cool.
It's possibly like there've been a couple of times where I've been tempted to try and do like some cell shaded like ogres or a unit or an army because I'm like, it's such an awesome style. But I never could bring myself to do it because I'm like, I just don't have the talent. And then I saw Ashes and I was like, I definitely don't have the talent. Like it made it very clear.
Holy cow.
Apparently he's gonna, if you haven't
I've just
seen
found it.
do you want to pop a link in the chat just so that people can see it?
I'll find it on my computer and I'll pop the link in the chat.
It's a mega Gargant that he's painted. Imagine, for those that don't know cell shading, imagine like Borderlands or a Scanner Darkly. It's like that style.
He definitely looks like he should be in Borderlands, that giant.
But the photo of it is so spectacular.
Yeah.
It's hard to know it's a model. It looks like it's been drawn. Like and apparently he's going to put a 360 like video photo thing up so you can see that
that's
it
the wrong
works.
fucking thing.
That it works from all angles, not just from the front. And I mean, Ash has spectacular hobby at the best of time, but this thing is eye-wateringly spectacular.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So that's one of the good things coming out of them as well. Is the volume of hobby. Naughty or nice on the Gargants, Dan, James?
I'm gonna give the book a nice. Yes. Competitively, it didn't necessarily shake the foundations of the world quite the way that the tread of a Gargant would. But when you read the story, I actually really love it. There's such cool stuff going on in there, and there's some fun to be had. So I'm going to give it a nice on the balance of things. It's about like a C+ to a B-, but it does scrape into the nice side for me.
Okay, James?
I'm just like losing my mind over this giant. As much as I want to say nice, as much as I like the book when we talked about it, as much as I think it's nice that people get to use them, I'm going to have to give it naughty because they removed putting things in your pants.
That is true.
Yeah, that's true.
It's in a bag now. It's not the same.
So that's two noises, two naughties. So we need the Twitch chat to decide Gargant's naughty or nice. Ultimately, it's nice as I can't wait till the big tournament. Loads of players shouting goal as they kick an objective. James, also another reason to vote naughty, obviously, because now people are going to be trying to move our big objective markers around, and the Gargants aren't going to help with that, are they?
That's right. I told you the solution is they'll just buy 8 more. Colour in the ones that aren't used anymore and put a new one there.
Nice or the nice lady will be sad. Stu Flynn, that's also true. I think for a moment, if you guys are okay, we're going to stick it to nice because the lady from Sword and Steel who broke my heart when I had to do the Army Painter stream with her, I don't know if you guys saw, I did the Army Painter stream, go back and watch it, was super fun. We interviewed this lady called Sword and Steel, or whatever, some lady, I don't know if she's Sword or Steel or Pokemon Blue or whichever one she is. Super lovely lady though. And then she was just like we were talking, like, are you excited about what hobby you're doing? She's like, yeah, I've got a Gargant. Look at it. It was like, oh, amazing. The Twitch chat were losing their minds. And then she was like, and I've read the rules and they're really good. So I'm really excited to play with them. And I was like, silent like the fucking grave. Yeah, Twitch chat were on my team. Yeah. Naomi, that's the name, yeah.
So we're putting Battletome Sons of Behemoth in the nice list.
We are. If that's okay
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah. But I think we can all agree, we don't even need to take a vote, that losing Stuff It In Me Pants has absolutely is naughty. Without we don't even need to take a vote, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So there is one more thing to unpick. Well, there are two things probably to unpick from Gargants for naughty and nice. And I guess the main one is kick 'em, them objectives. Naughty or nice. I'm going to go for nice. It's fun. It's really fun. You know, and it gives all those lads something to do, I guess. You know. So I compare kicking objectives to Rogue One. You know, and they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, the Star Wars scene. The Vader scene. And you speak to someone and you say, have you seen Rogue One? They're like, yeah, the Vader scene. You're like, cool. What about not the Vader scene? They're like, oh, I don't actually remember much. Blind Ninja? You're like, yeah, Blind Ninja. What else? And they're like, oh, I don't really remember the story. Vader, though. Seen the Vader bit. And that's what I think the Gargant Battletome is like. Kick objectives. That's what you say to each other. Like, you just nudge each other when you play at the tournament. Like, kicked an objective yet? I'm like, fucking have kicked an objective. Like, fucking... Anything else? No. Who cares? Who cares what else happened? So, yeah. Anyway. So I'm going for nice on kick objectives. Kick objectives, anyone? Nathan? Dan? James?
I'm all in. It's fun.
Absolutely nice. Absolutely nice. And I still remember Yeet Jesus from Hammer Time 6, who was rolling double sixes for kicks and like booting things 12 inches all over the table. I kind of love that. I think there's so many great moments that it can create. I actually think that at some point, maybe when there's a bit of a balance in rules or something, we might even see some fun competitive play built around it. I hope. I'm not saying I think that it's going to happen immediately, but God, wouldn't it be funny if there's some kind of funky competitive 1-2 step where he does like a little box step around and just like flicks it because he's tricking with the objective. I don't know, but that'd be great.
Okay, Dad, James. Sorry, James, Nathan. Sorry.
I do like the kicking objectives thing, except I don't like the fact that it changes the points of the objective. So I'm going to say naughty.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. James?
I went with nice. I like it. I like the fact there's a giant just booting whatever the objective is round.
Okay. All right. So there's three for nice in that. Yeah. There's obviously the FAQ as well, but we could talk about that in a moment. So Gargant's kicking objectives gets a nice, and I think that's interesting. The next one, I'm going straight in for naughty. The fact that we still don't have the under Gargants. That's a naughty for me. That's on my naughty list.
Absolutely.
Nathan?
Yeah, that's naughty, obviously, yeah. Where's our under Gargants?
James? We're going to have to hold you to account in this situation.
Maybe what you don't all know is they were being manufactured in France and now we're screwed. So 2024, you might get some.
Fuck. Okay.
The biggest disappointment is that James promised us last week they'd be ready for Christmas. Do you all remember that, right? Now he's turned around. What a Grinch. What a Grinch. How many people in the Twitch chat promised their loved ones or their testicles some under Gargants that James is not delivering? It's shocking. It's poor business. And I'm scandalized.
Yeah, Batman Majoris in the chat said, James, I've been walking around naked from the waist down for months because of you. Yeah. Dydrin makes a good point. Like, were you also responsible for the 40k app, James? Like, it's just promises after promise. Yeah, no delivery.
The 40k
Push-ups
app
for James as punishment has been redeemed.
I made that 40k app and I'm still stopping it. You just wait. Next month I'm going to change some points and then wait a year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do some push-ups.
Yeah, good.
Sentenced to push-ups by the chat for not producing the undergargants. If you are one of the podcast listeners and you're also naked from the waist down, we apologise profusely. So that's everything I think that's come out. Now, there was the FAQ for the Gargants as well. But I think it doesn't matter about that. We can just bang that as a naughty, and we can all just jog on. Ultimately, we can also bring up damage to clubs. Stick that on the naughty or nice list. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Damage to clubs. Just can't handle it. I'm going for naughty. I just can't handle it. I don't know what to do about it. It confuses me. I see a giant log and I'm like, it's damage 2. I'm like, what the fuck world am I living in? So I'm putting it as naughty. What do you think, Nathan? Are you okay with it or what?
Yeah, naughty. Naughty. Should be damage 50.
Agreed. 2 attacks, damage 50. I'm with him.
Or the same, like jump up and down and things like that. I'm sorry, a Mega Gargant runs up and just does a little bit of a tap dance on top of you. And you're like, what does that compare to? And you're like, I don't know. Could be about as damaging as a Warden King hitting you with a hammer. I'm like, yeah,
Octopus
small
with
hammer.
A stick?
What about the octopus that is on Lotan with a club?
Yeah, true. Exactly.
Best model in the game. Don't you bring him down.
I'm not going to.
I'll set a real life octopus on you.
Yeah,
He's just raising him up, saying he hits like a Mega Gargant.
I think the thing about it is that a Mega Gargant is as damaging as 2 naked Savage Orcs running at you with a stick. They just run at you and then walk into you, and it pokes you via just momentum, and it does as much damage as a Gargant stomping on your head.
See, maybe we could flip it. Maybe the Mega Gargants are more powerful. Maybe they could be damage 4 or damage 8 or damage 50. But they choose not to be because they don't want everyone else to feel a bit rubbish. They know it's 2020. Everyone's having a hard time. And they're like, look, it's going to really upset that dwarf who's doing damage 2 or 3 with his weapon. Yeah, if I'm out here just crushing damage 50 because I'm so swole. So he's just like, they're just being bros. Maybe they're the biggest bros of the mortal realms. Think about that.
Didn't think about that. Lou Diamond, drunken Gargants are notorious for pulling their punches. They're just like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to hit you. I'm like, yeah, well, do it, man. Don't even not do it. And then because they've actually never been in a fight, it's that thing where they make a fist, but then when they actually go to hit them, they just wetly slap them on the side of the face.
All right, okay, listen. So damage 2 weapons. They're in the naughty pile. They can get out. So then that moves us on. That moves us on from Gargants and all the releases. The lack of a Gargant giant dice, obviously super upsetting. And then the final book, Morathi. The Morathi book, naughty or nice. The beginning of the Broken Realms. Maybe we could just go Broken Realms, nice. I'm pro the story moving on, so I'm going Broken Realms, nice. Happy about that change.
Yeah, it's always nice to see some story progressing, have a bit more of a tale to be told. So yeah, everybody gather around the fireside and listen to some more tales. More tales. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got plenty of firesides to sit around for, so perfect. James, Dan?
Dan?
Oh, yeah, certainly. Okay. Nice. Love it. Good. There's lovely gameplay stuff in there. There's good match play. There's storyline. It's awesome. It's exactly what I hope every book is like. And my fingers are crossed that it means we're going to see more expansion of factions, in particular cities of Sigmar, with new cities and new realms and all of that stuff. I think that'll be super cool. I do have one thing though from the Broken Realms Morathi book.
We can come to it later if you want to suggest naughty or nice.
We'll circle back around to that. But for me, Broken Realms, nice, big nice.
Okay, big nice. Yeah. Okay, so that's got nice. The Morathi book specifically has got a nice from everyone. Now I think, Dan, feel free to bring up your naughty or nice suggestion.
Wait, James, did you have a naughty or nice for Morathi?
Oh yeah, James, yeah.
Well, I am troubled because Morathi's face on the front of that book's not very nice. She doesn't look very happy, and she looks like she's having a bad day. But the snakes look like they're having a way good day, and there's 5 of them. And I feel like maybe what happened, they were the snakes from the snake launcher, and Games Workshop made it shit, and Morathi was like, "Do you want to be my hair?" I'm a demon. Gonna be a god. And they were like, oh, we're on board. And that's why she got so strong. Got some snakes from the Bastillodon.
Oh,
So-
nice.
True.
So
That's where
nice.
she got. Yeah, that is
I'm
where she got the strength.
pleased that she rejobbed those Bastillodon snakes so she can be nice, and they're sick in the book.
Well, you heard Sushi Shininik or whatever his name is. Like, you're gonna have to retrain.
Yeah, they retrained their hair now.
They've retrained the Bastillodon snakes in our hair. They're learning to
Amazing.
code. That's what they're doing.
I do dig. Very sorry that we were talking about things that were above your understanding. The big goldfish saying, "I'm a destruction player and I have no idea what's going on." Talking about books. Books are the things that destruction players read off of cave paintings on the wall. The rest of society, we read them off of paper, which is it's like a very comfortable thing to use to wipe your bum, which is what most people did with the faction pages in the Ideneth book. The Lumineth book, they just took the best one, and that was about it. But the Broken Realms Marathi thing that I would like to bring to the table, to naughty and nice, I would like to naughty and nice the Marathis. Because
Ooh.
for me, this is where I would like to go. Little Marathi, naughty, suspicious, problematic, buggers around, doesn't commit to anything, doesn't even commit to how she looks. Naughty. Big Marathi, though, straight down the line. I know exactly what she wants to do. She wants to rip my head off, and she's going to do it violently. I know what to expect of her. So I'm going to say that Little Marathi naughty, Big Marathi nice. But I'd love to put it out there to other people. What do they think about her?
I guess the comparison really is like the difference between an Eastern European escort, really in Little Marathi, and then a body positivity Instagram influencer in Big Marathi. Like, you got to respect the work done by both, you know. But then ultimately, you do. Both of them are putting the graft in. But ultimately, really, which one are you going to side with, and which one is better for women generally? And honestly, as a man, I don't know the answer to that. So I feel conflicted, and so I don't know. That's what I'm saying, Dan. I don't know.
Fair.
Because I boxed myself in on that with what I said. my analogies. I boxed myself in, so I didn't know where to go with it. So I'm staying. I abstain.
What you did is that Austin Powers thing where you got the little scooter thing completely T-wedged in between the walls, so now you can't go forward or back.
Yeah. So I'm throwing it to Nathan.
I don't even know what you just said. I didn't understand any of it.
Well, don't listen to me. Big Marathi, Little Marathi, naughty, nice. What are you thinking, Nate?
Them two ladies, or whatever they are, they're are they naughty or nice? Well, there's two of them, so yeah, nice.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
Good. Takes all sorts. James?
I still think I missed her old rule set, but I think, you know, it's a nice rule change, and she's still got some cool mechanics, so she can stay nice.
Okay, all right. So
Nice.
she gets a nice, Dan, I think. I think we're going to have to throw Stormkeep Patrol in there, ultimately.
Nice, lovely. What do we want? More Sigmar boys.
I swear to God, if you make me put that on the nice list, I will come at you like a bear made out of knives.
Even better. Nice.
It is nice. I'm also voting nice because it's fun. You get to talk about Liberators. It's got its own name now, the Yeet Wing. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, right. Adam Mumford keeps losing with them, and that's hilarious because he's fucking shit at Warhammer. Yeah, so that's great. And it also means loads of people are painting up Liberators, which is just also really funny. So ultimately, because that's got to be a painful experience, they got to be like, I can get so many of these Liberators cheap, and then they get them, and they're like, now I know why. These look awful, and I hate them. So I'm going for nice. Nathan, Yeet Stormkeep Patrol, Yeet Wing.
I'm just going to say horrible because of that name.
No, Nathan. We could have had it on the nice list.
Naughty. It is absurd. It is
yeah. That name.
rule system that ignores the best parts of the game before the game's even started. It's ludicrous. I despise it on a cellular level. Like, my molecules vibrate together with rage. You could probably put me in the Large Hadron Collider. I don't even know what it does, but you discover a different universe where liberators were never fucking invented if you threw me into that thing. And so that's, I say naughty, but that means it's 2 and 2, and the chat usually just wants to hurt me, but I'm going to ask you to be honest with yourselves. Do you like 60 Liberators redeploying on your line before the game even begins? Is that naughty or is that nice?
Is it a draw? Yeah, naughty or nice? Twitch chat. Yeah. Tin cans OP. That's what it is. Naughty, Dan, naughty. 30 Iron Drake saying nice. There's a lot of nices going in the chat.
That's because they're saying it's nice because I play Iron Drakes or because I play KO and they like destroying. Oh my god, there's so many. It's
naughty because it's shit.
Proper wank. There's a proper wank in there as well.
Yeah, there is a lot of votes on this, Dan. You can count that up. That's pretty serious.
I am. It's tight. Okay, it's actually tied.
Oh,
who's the deciding vote?
Whoever's next is the next
Does that mean
one.
Jackson voted? No.
Serious thought though. Would be naughty if it were anyone other than Stormcast because they languished for so long. There we go. They got a nice. I think.
Oh, and a naughty strap. He said the next one is definitely nice.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Oh, God almighty. All right, fine. You can all eat a sack of
Perfect. Diadrin also, love you. Sticking a nice in there. I can't wait to see Diadrin's KO. That's going to look sweet. All right, okay. So that's, I mean, we could obviously ask about the Idolaters sub-faction for Slaves to Darkness, but we don't need to cover old ground. Ultimately, though, Twitch chat, this is the one now where only the Twitch chat get to decide. And you get to vote on your co-hosts. Yeah. So let's get a James. James this year, has James been naughty or nice? Twitch chat.
Fucked.
He hasn't done the under Gargants, don't forget. Yeah. So is James naughty or nice? Dan, if you could just make sure we get the votes in. Oh, a lot of nices there.
Okay. Yep. Sweet.
Naughty. No under Gargants. Always. No under Gargants. He's a cunt.
Who is that? Fuck you, big goldfish. I know where you live.
Under Gargant withholding son of a pants.
However, James has done an amazing job of sending most of you in the world some objective markers and a couple of you a t-shirt. So James gets in the nice column for me at least, and I think he's a babe. Dan, you got anything to say about James? Naughty or nice?
Hold on, I'm counting.
All right, Nathan, naughty or nice for James? What are you saying?
I'm sure we all think he's nice, but I'm sure he's quite naughty.
Nathan spoke to Nick Thompson too much.
Yeah.
So what are you giving him, a naughty or nice?
What does his missus say? I think she should have the deciding vote. But let's.
Just the Twitch chat. I want the Twitch chat. I want to see if the 1,000 parcels I sent during lockdown got me a good rating.
Well, we know Mamdare would because he wants to own you like a Liberator owns the mid-board beginning of the game. Dominate you. Yeah, he really does. I'm going to go for nice because James is such an amazing fella. He's worked so hard this year. He's done so well. He's such a babe. It couldn't ask for anyone nicer to be on the show or to be friends with. So what an angel. So we're giving him a nice. Dan, next up Twitch chat.
Yes.
Elf Lover and Dwarf Betrayer Dan.
Well, no, I want to give my opinion on James first.
Oh, go on, please do.
So, first of all, he gave us wonderful things like objective rings, and he is spectacular for delivering things like that. And though they haven't arrived yet, one day my nutmegs will be nestled in the most comfortable underpants that I will ever wear, probably thanks to him. However, he is also the man purely responsible for all of the times I am tagged in pictures of Liberators and shit on Twitter. So he is coming down to a dice roll. That is how I am deciding.
That's what I like a decision made on.
Because unfortunately, I just can't get. I can't get a clear one. You're right down the middle, and we can't sit on the fence on this one. So James, you are. Fuck, you're nice. I was really hoping it would say naughty so that I could be raging at you, but unfortunately, James is nice. James gets a nice from me, which doesn't actually matter because the Twitch chat chose you to be naughty by a good 6-vote lead on that one there.
Wow.
Also, we can't fuck with James though because he's the CEO of Games Workshop on Earth 2, which is very important. Yeah, it is true. Now look at Dan. Look at this lovely man. He took himself to another part of the world. Did Dan? Betrayed his own kind by leaving and then leaving dwarves as well. So you could say a bit of an abandoner, or that would be one way to look at it. Another way to look at it would be that he is a man forging his own path in life and he's an angel. So naughty or nice for Dan. He's always got a smile on his face. We're never sure if that's because of the drink, but it's definitely because of something. Let's see what the Twitch chat's got to say. James, you got anything to say about Dan? Naughty or nice?
I think just having never met him in real life, but now feeling like he lives in my house as I see him every Monday, and Dan's brought me much joy this year. In fact, lots of joy. Probably only at his expense. However, I feel like apart from once, he's taken it all on the chin. Part of the one day where he drank at about 7:30 in the morning, Canada time. I feel like he's always taken it like a treat. So I'm gonna say he's nice. Because even drunk Dan wasn't that aggressive against me.
That's nice. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, Dan is definitely the reason I have.
Day.
Dan is the reason I have trust issues. It says in the chat. Dispossessed Dan is naughty. Nice Dan's story are a big reason why I love the show. There you go, Ridge Hannah. The fact that Dan's here is one of the reasons he loves the show, which I think is absolutely fair. I love it. I love when Dan goes, so it's light, and I'm like, oh, sit back. This is going to be a good one.
He's going on a tangent.
Yeah. Nathan, got anything naughty or nice for Dan?
I mean, his love of Foster's makes him a bit naughty, but but when he's not drinking Foster's, he's all right. So yeah, I'd say he's a nice guy.
Agreed. What a lovely man. Yeah, always there with a smile, always super upbeat. Such an angel. I'm sticking Dan also in the nice part as well. So he's lovely. So you get a nice on your name, Dan. I'm pretty certain.
Thank you. And also thank you to the Twitch chat for also making me nice with a bit of a landslide there. So suck it, James.
Okay, present it.
All right.
It's a tic-tac. You never be able to find it.
How's that for a fucking
finally,
offer?
Twitch chat, what do you think of Nathan Prescott?
What do you mean,
naughty...
finally? What about you fucking...
No,
Even
it's fine.
Restreambot
We
thinks
can
I'm
ignore
nice.
me.
That's, when a robot thinks you're nice, that's a good sign. Thank you for always being in the chat, Restreambot.
Nathan, naughty or nice? Now, you could ask anyone online in this show, maybe nice, but anyone else who knows him online, naughty like the sun. Naughty because of netters, agreed as that. I also will agree with Rob as being a cunt. I agree with that as well. Naughty as fuck. Naughty in a lecker way. Foul language naughty. Nice. He preaches the faith of netters. Agreed. I think everyone who's in the cult of Nathan automatically has to say nice. James, you got anything to say, naughty or nice, about Nathan?
Do you know, I think, like, genuinely love every time I see Nathan. He's a gem to be around. He's a great person. I don't think I've ever met anyone that's ever said a bad word about him, which I think is pretty big to say in the hobby world when people even get salty on Twitter.
That's not true.
Never seen anyone get salty about Nathan ever. However,
that's not true. That's not true. They always say one bad thing about him.
Which is what?
They always go, your mate Rob's a cunt. They say that every time.
And so I'd have said Nathan was nice. However, this year we were blessed with a video.
Oh my God.
Where I saw his hips move to an array of light that blessed my year. But then I realised he was naughty because No one moves their hips like that if they're a nice boy.
Hips don't lie.
Yeah.
Uh,
Great song. Great song.
finally, Dan, you got anything naughty or nice on Nathan Prescott? What are you thinking?
Nath will also always have a very, very special place in my heart for two reasons. First of all, being a dispossessed player, he just gets a big tick. But the other one is the time we played a game and he cast, I believe, every endless spell. Or like 7 endless spells on the board. And it was like, yeah, so the plan is that I cast them all and I create chaos and then my army works through the chaos. And I was like, oh, okay, awesome. So like, how does it work? And he's like, don't know, haven't played it enough to know yet. And I was like, okay, so you've just filled the board with endless spells and now we have no fucking idea what happens. And like, yep, cool. And I was like, that was awesome. It was, we were playing Greased Up Goblin as well. And it was a great game for just absolute chaos. And I was like, cool, like, some men just want to watch the board burn, and that was spectacular too. So, nice from me, a big nice,
Yeah,
a big nice.
I think the chat agrees as well. I think my favourite Nathan Prescott story this year is the several weeks where he forgot which gardens he was in. That was a great time. Ultimately, can confirm that James is naughty. Speckles, that's my comment. Says Meg Facey. Thanks, Meg Facey. Appreciate that loads.
So the final tally coming in from the Twitch chat and us is that Nathan's naughty. However, multiple people said that that's nice for him.
Yeah,
like he is so he has to be on he has to be on the naughty list, but that's where he is when he's a good boy. So so that makes sense. I think that's fair.
Agreed. Not wank is where he is. So he's not there. So then finally, last one, because it's late and I know everyone's got to go, is Twitch chat. They, naughty or nice, because we've had a great time with the Twitch chat over the past year.
Rob first.
No, not me first. The Twitch chat. Like, I get to run the show, and I already know what my answer is. Naughty, and I've been a complete twat all year. So I'm going to start. Yeah, Rob, total wank. Yeah.
I love that the big goldfish. Look, just read out the big goldfish's response there. Well, what about you, fuckface? Which probably tells us what his vote wants to be.
We know where Rob's at. He's in the total wank section.
Okay, but so we got to do it for the chat.
We got to do it for the chat. The chat where it's at, because they're pretty brilliant, right? We've had some golden moments. We've had weird erotic stories written by them, pictures, all sorts of amazing things from the Twitch chat. So I was just going to say that then they've been nice to me, but in the naughty way that I love. So naughty, but that also equals nice for the Twitch chat. Yeah. Big love to those guys. That's mine. Got anything, James? Got any like chat highlights this year? Any thoughts?
Chat highlights.
So I think that on you.
There's kind of loads, right? I think there's been loads of points where, like, do you know what? I have got a chat highlight. You might want to sit down, Rob. So I think my chat highlight of this year has to be, so what no one knows is that at the beginning of the year, we started this, and then Dan joined us, and there was a couple of points where before the show started, we've all had a bit of a dressing down. And Rob sat us down and he said, now, someone on YouTube said, you all looked a bit bored this week. So this week, we're going to look less bored. We're all going to look less bored, and we're going to do our homework. And if he's really disappointed in us, we get compared to the 40k lads.
Because they're swarmy good boys, aren't they?
They do their homework. And there was a chunk of time when Robert says homework, and we'd turn up for the pre-show, and he'd be like, you done your pre-homework? And we'd all just go, nah, you do it for us now. So we got told off a bit. But my highlight of this year's show, and in a no offensive way to the chat, because they make this show happen, but my highlight of this year's show has to be that I think about 8 various points, Robert's give us a bit of a dressing down and said, we're gonna make this show serious. We're gonna do the theme, and we're not gonna chat crap. And what happens every week? We talk shit.
I've done graphics. Think about the past few weeks. I've done graphics. Yeah, I've sent you show notes. I sent them ahead of time so you can read them. And you're like, I haven't even read them. Oh, what the fuck am I here for?
Where do you send them?
To the WhatsApp chat, Nathan. You're in that chat. I send it all the time.
Fucking
Oh,
another website.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm the good student. I always do my homework. A plus right here.
Do
Yeah.
you,
There you
Dan?
go. That's only because
Do
I've got a
you?
crush on the teacher. That's all.
Oh, in picture format. I do it, Diadrin, in picture format, and I send it. Anyway, whatever. Dan, you got any Twitch chat highlights this year?
Look, honestly, all I can think about is getting my ass handed to me every week by the Twitch chat for like playing elves or trimming my beard shorter or not liking liberators. Like I feel like the Twitch chat just wants to hurt me. And I can only assume that, like, you know, when you pick up, you're standing on the edge of a tall thing and you're like, I wonder what it'd be like if I jumped off. Or like when you're holding something and it's so cute and adorable, you just want to squeeze it. The only thing I could take away is that I hope everyone has those feelings. Otherwise, there's something fucked up with me, but we probably knew that already. I can only assume that I am the cute, adorable thing to you, Twitch chat, and that's why you're trying to pop my eyeballs out by squeezing me so hard. That's all I can assume, because that must be why you like to hurt me. But that's okay. It hurts so good.
Nathan, I don't know if you've ever read the Twitch chat one time. Have you got anything that you'd like to say to them or anything?
I've tried to read the Twitch chat a few times, but
Yeah.
they're proper clever bastards. So yeah, they're way ahead of me in the game. So yeah, they're proper. They keep us in line. Well, yeah, they're too smart for us, for the likes of us, I think.
That came right from Nathan's feeling place. Is
Mhm.
where that came from, and you're all lucky. And also, if you guys have appreciated Nathan this year, do not forget to tweet him about it. He loves that. As many tweets as possible.
I think it's really important that we tweet him about Death Guard updates, isn't it? CFAQ out
Any
for that yet?
updates? Any updates? Just your hobby. Just send him a picture and be like, I painted this today, Nathan. Yeah, just tweet him at it. Yeah, he will fucking love that.
I might just tweet him every morning. How you doing today, Nath?
I'll take the pictures. The rest of can fuck off.
Right. Anyway, listen, you three have been amazing this year. Thanks very much. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. We might see some of these guys on the Christmas shows. Don't forget, there's going to be three long day-long shows: Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I was going to be hanging out here with you guys. It's going to be super fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a great year. Love a bit of Christmas. So you guys have been great. You're the true MVPs, Twitch chat. Thanks to everyone who the other people in the nice category is obviously everyone who listens to the podcast, and the very nice category, which is new, is everyone who supports us on Patreon or donates money to the show or subscribes or any of those things, because we couldn't literally do it without you. So you guys are great. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of love for anyone that's donated some money towards the fund today. So that's been fun. And I love you all. So, you got any shout-outs before we go? James, Dan, Nathan, anyone we shout out for Christmas?
Shout out to... no, fuck it. No shout out.
Good. That's good. Dan?
I'm gonna shout out anyone who doesn't get war dollies for Christmas and then immediately uses that as an excuse to buy an excessive amount of war dollies for themselves as a Christmas present to me, even though it's you're like, I definitely shouldn't do this. Shout out to those people, because like, you know, I get it. And it's always, I kind of get excited when I don't get any war dollies, because I'm like, hell yeah, now I got an excuse to buy excessive amounts of crap I don't need. So I'm all about that. So that's yeah. If that's you, good on you. Good stuff.
Perfect. James, any shout outs?
I'm going to shout out meeting engagements 2020, the best year for meeting engagements, and all the games of meeting engagements me and Rob played.
Yeah. Nice.
Good. All right, I'm shouting out everyone who invented 3D printing, because I can't wait to print my own models. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm going to have so many weird fucking models that I'm going to try and take to events. Someone's like, you can't bring that here. I'll be like, it's fucking ogre around a crab. Talking about it's going on. Yeah. And they were like, you can't. I'm like, fucking, Honest Wargamer, mate. Yeah, we got this. So big love to you. Your guys are great. Have a great day. Love you loads, and Merry Christmas.